Well, a very good morning and welcome to Beckenham here on the Surrey live stream for the latest game in the Rachael Heyhoe Flint Trophy between the South East Stars and Sunrisers. Good to have you with us as always, and it's a lovely day here at Beckenham. Of course, we were here a couple of days ago when it was very cold, I have to say. Very cold, very cloudy, a little gloomy throughout the day. Today it's like a different day on Bank Holiday Monday. Blue sky, bit of cloud about, but the sun is shining, and we are all set for what should be a cracking game. Both sides losing their opening games in the competition. Of course, the South East Stars losing to the Western Storm by 6 wickets. South East Stars posting just 166. Susie Rowe with 38, Tash Farrant with 37, and then Western Storm, thanks really to Heather Knight, who made a magnificent 91 not out from 99 deliveries with 10 fours, and Western Storm getting to their target with just over 10 overs to spare and winning the game by 6 wickets. For Sunrisers at Chelmsford, lost to Southern Vipers. Sunrisers 202 batting first in 46.1 overs. Naomi Datani 42, Maddie Villiers 64, and then Southern Vipers, well, really getting to their victory target at a canter. 208 for 3 they finished on, and 36.2 overs, and a win for Southern Vipers, and a very straightforward win for the Southern Vipers. So both sides, South East Stars and the Sunrisers, looking for their first win in the competition. First bit of news for you this morning is South East Stars winning the toss, Tash Farrant winning the toss and deciding to bat first. I think they'll have looked at the way they started against Western Storm, the South East Stars, and sort of just try and remind themselves that they've got 50 overs to bat, because they found themselves in that first game 55 for 5 in the 20th over. But just looking at the dismissals, all out really playing attacking shots, so there may have been a chat about, take your time, 50 overs. Well, Heather Knight showed the way really in the first game. And so South East Stars batting first after winning the toss out there in the middle, and I'll run through the two sides for you. And Sunrisers will line up like this: Katie Midwood, Amara Carr the captain, Fran Wilson, Naomi Datani, Maddie Villiers, Grace Scrivens, Alice McLeod, Joanne Gardner, Sonali Patel, Kelly Castle and Katie Wolfe. And South East Stars unchanged: Alice Capsey, Bryony Smith, Ailish Cranston, Sophia Dunkley, Alice Davison Richards, Susie Rowe, Tash Farrant the captain, Hannah Jones, Rihanna Southby behind the stumps, and Grace Gibbs and Freya Davis. Our umpires are out there in the middle, all ready to go. And then I can see Bryony Smith and Alice Capsey away in the distance. They come out the pavilion, the playing pavilion. Sunrisers have the academy to change in, and Sunrisers in their black shirts with the red stripes, and then South East Stars in the yellow shirts with the black stripes on. And yes, all set, ready for action, with Alice Capsey and Bryony Smith marching to the middle, getting ready for the start of this Rachael Heyhoe Flint Trophy. Fingers crossed hearing us loud and clear, fingers crossed seeing us loud and clear on the live stream. I believe the figures were pretty good for the first game, so fingers crossed lots of you tuned in on this Bank Holiday Monday. It's going to be Katie Wolfe to get us started, Amara Carr the captain behind the stumps, manoeuvring her troops. We've got Alice McLeod in there as a slip. Bryony Smith will be on strike, Alice Capsey down at the non-striker's end. And we are all set and ready to go. 2 outside the circle, long leg and third man. So Katie Wolfe to get us started, Bryony Smith on strike. Second game in the Rachael Heyhoe Flint Trophy for the South East Stars and Sunrisers. And Katie Wolfe from the football training ground, end of the ground, is in, and the first ball is short, wide and cut away by Bryony Smith for 4. That's a nice start for Bryony Smith. Short wide delivery from Wolfe, and Bryony Smith cuts it away through cover point. That whistles off to the boundary rope. That's a very nice start for Bryony Smith, who was out in the first game, flicking one from Katie George all the way out to deep backward square, and was caught on the boundary rope in the third over for 5 in that first game against Western Storm. Well, she's off the mark with a boundary as Wolf is in, fuller of length this time. Oh, and Bryony Smith is gone, looking to run it down to third man, little outside edge, and the catch is taken by Carr, diving away to her right, and Bryony Smith goes second ball. So after cutting the first delivery of the game through the covers, looking to open the face there and run that delivery down to third man, and Carr with a good catch behind the stumps, and Bryony Smith goes second ball of the game for 4, and South East Stars find themselves 4 for 1. So a strange old start to Bank Holiday Monday for Bryony Smith. Lovely shot to get started with a boundary, and then given caught behind, looking to run the ball off down to third man. So Ailish Cranston out there in the first over, making her way out to the middle, and Cranston in the first game making 14 against Western Storm. Looked in good nick. Well, she is in good nick, and she has a long time to bat here. Out the third ball of the day is Ailish Cranston, left-hander. So Scrivens will shift from long leg to third man for the left-hander. 2 outside the circle again, the long leg and third man. They're keeping the slip in there. McLeod still in there at slip. Could catch that from Carr, low down to her right hand side, one-handed, and watched Amara Carr getting warmed up before play. Half an hour of catches for Amara Carr right in front of our commentary tent. All that practice has paid off straight away. Katie Wolf then will come round the wicket to the left-handed Cranston, and Cranston's bowled by Wolf. She's on a hat-trick. That looks an absolute cracker of a delivery, and well, Cranston has ended up on both knees pushing forward, and it's come back and hit the top of the middle stump, and Wolf is on a hat-trick. What a start this is for Sunrisers and for Katie Wolf, and it looks from here as if Ailish Cranston's got a very good delivery there first up from Katie Wolf, and first ball for Ailish Cranston, and Wolf is on a hat-trick in the very first over of the day. It's a dramatic start here at Beckenham. Well, not everybody's settled down yet, not everybody in their seats. In the coaching staff are still all sort of getting their cups of coffee and settling themselves down in their seats, and well, now they'll look up to see Ailish Cranston making her way back, but a dramatic start here at Beckenham. 2 in 2 for Wolf, 4 deliveries into this game, and South East Stars find themselves 4 for 1. 3 deliveries, apologies, 3 deliveries of course. Bryony Smith with the boundary, first delivery, then Bryony Smith out caught behind, Ailish Cranston bowled. So on a hat-trick is Wolf. Out there in the middle is Sophia Dunkley. Can't be many hat-tricks in the first over of a 50 over game. Can she do it? Wolf over the wicket to Dunkley, who lets it go outside her off stump. It bounces just in front of Carr. But what a start this is for Sunrisers. Just tuning in, good morning to you. South East Stars winning the toss, batting first. As I say, Bryony Smith boundary off the first ball, then Bryony Smith caught behind off Wolf. Cranston bowled by Wolf, and 4 for 2 in the first over as Wolf is in to Dunkley, who's playing at this one that just nips away outside the off stump of the right-handed Dunkley. This is lovely stuff from Katie Wolf. I think it's fair to say that first delivery was a loosener from Katie Wolf, because since then She has been right on the money. 4 for 2 in the first over. What a lift this is for Sunrisers. Wolf is into Dunkley, and Dunkley is forward, covers up, pushes into the offside, but what a first over that is from Katie Wolf here on the Surrey live stream. Lovely to have you with us. There's a scorecard, and it's not a good looking one at the moment from a South East Stars point of view. 1 over gone, 4 for 2 South East Stars, and already back in that pavilion, Bryony Smith and Ailish Cranston. So there is a bit of work for South East Stars to do already. Capsey's been watching all of this going on from the non-strikers end. So Alice Capsey will get ready for her first delivery. Joanne Gardner, it looks like, is going to be bowling from the town end of the ground, the second over. So Gardner, right arm over, Capsey on strike. Slip again in there. And then what have we got as the 2 out? Have we got 2 out or just the 1 out at the moment? 2 out, third man and the long leg. Gardner then comes in over the wicket to Capsey, and Capsey, lovely shot, just turns this into the leg side. Bit of swing, but onto the pads of Capsey, who just rolled the wrists on that. Beautiful timing from Capsey, and that whistles away to the boundary rope for 4. So Capsey off the mark, much like Bryony Smith to her first delivery with a boundary. And that moves the South East Stars on to 8 for 2. It's wickets or boundaries at the moment as Gardner is over the wicket, and this one is driven by Capsey out towards short extra cover. And there is no run. Naomi Datani stood up here at mid-off at the moment. Lots of encouragement out there in the middle. Getting a change in field. Backward point coming across to mid-wicket. There's a change of personnel there. Fran Wilson has swapped from backward point to mid-wicket. I think Sonali Patel's gone to backward point. Is Gardner over the wicket to Capsey. That's a full toss. This is hammered by Capsey. Feels she's missed out there. Absolutely smashed that into the covers, but straight to the fielder on the edge of the circle. Out there at extra cover. There is no run. But will feel like she's missed out a touch there, I think. Well, Capsey, as Gardner's in again and driving once more, is Capsey. Little misfield in there at extra cover. They'll nick a single. So they steal a single, and Capsey gets herself down to the non-striker's end. And this will bring Sophia Dunkley on to strike for the first time here to Gardner. Gardner comes in over the wicket to Dunkley, and Dunkley's forward. Definitely a little bit of swing there for Gardner. Back into the right-handed Dunkley. Pushing that one straight back up the pitch, and there's no run. So there's definitely a little bit there at the moment for the bowlers, especially at 9 for 2, the South East Stars. Over the wicket again goes Gardner, and Dunkley again just covers up, pushes this one out into the offside. End of the second over, 5 off it. 9 for 2, the South East Stars here on the Surrey live stream. Good to have you with us as always, and looking forward to this one. Two sides, as I say, that have both played a game in the competition and lost their openers, so an awful lot to play for. Katie Wolf to continue, unsurprisingly, down there from the football training ground end, and Capsey will be on strike for the start of this, the third over. Capsey a little survey of the field, but again it's just the 2 outside the circle at the moment, of course, in the power play. Long leg and third man. Capsey with that bat raised as Wolf is in over the wicket, and Capsey looks to force off the back foot, thick inside edge. That rushes away into the leg side, and there is no run. Capsey settles once again, as you can see on the live stream, that back raised high in the air as Wolf is in, and Capsey off the back foot just pushes this one out towards cover on the edge of the circle. And again, there is no run. Looking forward to watching Maddie Villiers have a bowl today. Capsey waits again as over the wicket comes Wolf, and this is short, and this is punched off the back foot by Capsey. That's a nice shot. That's going to rush away for 4 runs. Nicely played by Capsey. That high back lift, and then anything short of a length, jumped all over it and cracks that one away through the covers for 4. Nicely played by Capsey. She moves on to 9. Couple of boundaries. South East Stars 13 for 2. Not quite the drama of the first over. In this, the third over from Katie Wolf. Huge drama in that first over on a hat-trick as Wolf is into Capsey, and Capsey's forward, driving up towards Tatani, who does the fielding up there at mid-off, and there's no run. But a nice day here in Beckenham. Sun's coming out again now. Always nice to have the sun out, especially after Saturday, where it was very, very cold here at Beckenham, especially as the day wore on, as Wolf is in and Capsey's forcing this one past a diving backward point. Again, it's nicely timed. The chase is on, and they'll pick up a couple more here. 2 more to the total, 2 more to Capsey. Again, nicely played with that high back lift, just pushing the ball through the covers. It looks like the outfield's sped up a touch as well since Saturday, with the sun out now. Had a bit of rain, but not too much. Capsey waits again. Wolf is in, full of length this delivery, and it's just pushed out into the offside, and there is no run. 3 overs gone then, and South East Stars, as you can see there on the live stream, 16 for 2, with Sophia Dunkley yet to get off the mark, and Capsey on 11. Those partnerships on the live stream, well, at the moment 4, 0 and 11, the partnerships. Sophia Dunkley, very graceful looking player. Dunkley getting ready for Gardner to start the second over down in front of us from the town end of the ground, as Gardner is in, and Dunkley is looking to hout this one away down the leg side. Wide will be the signal. Again, swing there for Gardner, but that one started on a roundabout leg stump and just kept swinging down the leg side. Nicely taken by Carr. Lots of encouragement midward in there at extra cover, clapping away as in comes Gardner again, swings down the leg side once more. Another wide. Another wide signal to the scorers. Another run to this South East Stars total. Gardner getting the ball to swing back into the right-hander, but just starting it on leg stump. Just needs to straighten that line of attack. As Gardner into Dunkley. That's a full toss, hammered by Dunkley for 4. So Dunkley's off the mark. A full toss from Gardner, and Dunkley knew as long as she got enough bat on that, despite the dive of midward, that was always going to get to the boundary rope. So Dunkley off the mark with a boundary. South East Stars 21 for 2. You can't take your eye off this for a second at the moment, which is handy on the live stream, because as I say, it's either boundary or wicket at the moment. One gentleman sat on his balcony in the block of flats away to our right, watching away as Dunkley is again trying to work down the leg side. Has that brushed the pad? It must have done, because no wide signalled. Nicely taken by Carr once more, diving away to her left hand side. Gardner again getting that ball to swing back in, but starting on a leg stump line. Dunkley tucking this one off her pads down into the leg side. I'll get a single down there to long leg. And that'll move Sophia Dunkley on to 5. Take the South East Stars on to 22 for 2 on this bank holiday Monday here at Beckenham, with the sun shining. Lovely day it is for the Rachael Heyhoe Flint Trophy round 2. Capsey back onto strike on 11. Gardner's in. Better line from Gardner, and just turned by Caps into the leg side. And there is no run. But as you're looking at the moment on that live stream, the pavilion for the South East Stars players is down at third man as you're looking, behind a white picket fence, and then the academy building away at extra cover. As this is way down the leg side by Gardner. It's very well taken by Carr. So third wide in the over from Gardner. 23 for 2. Just trying to get a line right here is Gardner. Settling down in her second over, the 4th of this South East Stars innings. That's better. Capsey just nudges this straight delivery into the leg side. No run there as Fran Wilson quickly round to do the fielding. In there at mid-wicket, lots of encouragement for Gardner. But yeah, so down at third man as you're looking at the moment on the live stream, that's where the South East Stars players are congregating, and through extra cover is where Sunrisers are congregated, as driving is Capsey, and that one flies into the covers but is picked up by Midwood. And there at extra cover, and there is no run. End of the over, another one ticking by, 4 gone, and 23 for 2. There's the scorecard for you. So Capsey 11, Dunkley on 5, Manhattan there, so that was the best over, as you can see, for South East Stars. Katie Wolf will continue down there at the football training ground end. Sophia Dunkley, tall, right-handed, settles over about that, and that bat's raised. Wolf is in full of length, and this is just chipped back down the pitch towards Wolf from Dunkley. Again, Wolf just getting that to shape back a touch at Dunkley, using the same wicket that we used, I think, on Saturday. So a used wicket for this one today. Used on Saturday against Western Storm, of course. This time short delivery, and in behind it goes Dunkley. Wolf does the fielding off her own bowling. It wasn't a high scoring affair here on Saturday. South East Stars all out for 166, and then Western Storm had a bit of a wobble getting towards the victory line, but got there in the end thanks to Heather Knight's 91 not out, and finishing it with just over 10 overs to spare as Wolf's in, and this is turned by Dunkley into the leg side, runs out there towards short mid-wicket, and there is no run. Nice start this from Wolf into her third over, 2 for 10. 2 in 2 balls, of course, for Katie Wolf. English Grandstone, as I say, that looked like a good delivery to get first up on a bank holiday Monday. It's not what you want on a bank holiday Monday. Hitting the top of middle stump. And after Bryony Smith was out, caught behind, looking to run the ball down to third man after cutting the first ball of the game for 4. Dunkley again in behind her. Good delivery from Wolf, just back of a length. Dunkley very studiously in behind that one. A little bit frenetic, Dunkley's innings against Western Storm. Hugely talented player, Sophia Dunkley, bowled really nicely with her leg breaks, but her batting was a little frenetic for 5. Looked like she really wanted to get on from it from ball 1 on Saturday. As here's a full toss from Wolf, and that's nicely put away by Dunkley. Through the leg side, full toss from Wolf and hit the gap, did Dunkley. That has whistled off down towards the groundsman's tractor. Down there in the distance, it's kept going. It's in the hedge now. That ball by a skip. There'll be a slight delay as the ball comes back, but Dunkley's second boundary moves her on to 9. Moves South East Stars on to 27 for 2 here on the Surrey live stream. Just clouded up a touch now. Did have the sun, but now the clouds have arrived here at Beckenham. Dunkley on this occasion is onto the back foot, pushing away out into the offside, and there is no run. Completes the over from Wolf. 27 for 2 then. Surrey Stars, one more over, and I think then it'll be our first hand sanitisation break of the day. And we were saying that they've got much quicker now, the hand sanitisation breaks, whistling through them on Saturday. It's going to be Gardner to continue from this town end of the ground here at Beckenham. Chat there between Dunkley and Capsey. You can see I don't think you can quite see the spire of the church there on the live stream up above the sight screen, but from our tent we can see the spire of the church in the distance as Gardner's in. Oh, and has bowled Capsey. Oh, Yorked Capsey there. It's just snuck one under the bat of Capsey, and Capsey goes for 11. And the South East Stars trouble now. 27 for 2. Gardner has her first. And Capsey goes, bowled by Gardner for 11. The Yorker. And you could see Capsey try and slam the bat down on it, but it's just snuck under that bat. And Capsey goes, and it's 27 for 3. In this, the 6th over. 5.1 overs gone. So Smith gone for 4, Cranston without scoring, and Capsey for 11. Alice Davidson Richards next on the card to come out, but nicely bowled by Gardner. We were saying that she was getting the ball to swing back in to the right-hander, and that one looked as if it just swung late and snuck under the bat of Capsey. So out comes Davidson Richards. 27 for 3 the Stars, this after winning the toss and deciding to bat first this morning here at Beckenham. Sunrisers will be delighted with this. Going to have to take a bit of time here and rebuild now, South East Stars. Davidson Richards then taking her guard. Alice Capsey making her way back into the dressing rooms on the top tier of the pavilion here at Beckenham. So Davidson Richards settles over her bat, ready for her first delivery today. Gardner is in and Davidson Richards forward, and they want the quick single, and they get the quick single. Good running from Dunkley. And Davidson Richards off the mark straight away, first ball. And South East Stars moving on to 28 for 3. Sophia Dunkley played a couple of nice shots so far in this innings of 9. Slips come out now for Dunkley as Gardner's in. It's a good line, good length, solidly played by Dunkley. Just pushing forward, rolling out there towards extra cover. Lots of cries of encouragement. Just notice that a jet spray's gone off on the football training ground above the hedges. Gardner's in, that's well bowled, that swung back. It's nicely bowled by Gardner. Definitely getting this ball to swing back. A little inside edge on that from Dunkley. Gets a single. I think that's what did for Capsey. A bit of a late swing from Gardner. It just snuck under the bat. So this is good stuff at the moment from Gardner. Who's in once again to Davison Richards, who's driving, and one hand actually coming off the back handle there. And Davison Richards driving away into the offside. And there is no run. Sunrisers coaching staff sat on chairs in front of the academy here at Beckenham will be very satisfied. Davison Richards looking to work onto the leg side. That's hit the pad. It's running off down towards long leg. Wolf's round to do the fielding. They'll get back for 2 leg byes here. Just waiting for the signal. Or was there a bit of bat? Must have been a bit of bat. No signal at all. But another good over for Sunrisers. The wicket of Capsey. 6 overs gone. And 31 for 3. So it's entertaining stuff at the moment. There you can see the partnerships on the live stream from South East Stars. There's the run rate. There's a sudden drop on that run rate, and then they also have the Manhattan Worm, of course, on the live stream. 31 for 3. Davison Richards at the non-strikers end. Dunkley on strike to Wolf, who has 2 for 14 to start her 4th over. McLeod still in there at slip for Wolf as Wolf is over the wicket, starting the 7th over to Dunkley, who's driving, looking to go through the offside. Little inside edge, all dear, and a horrible misfield up there at mid-on, and they will get a single. Less said about that the better. So Dunkley picks up a single, moves on to 11. Stars moving on to 32 for 3. And this brings Davison Richards on to strike to Wolf for the first time. Wolf is over the wicket to Davison Richards, who's forward to a good length delivery. Solid looking defensive shot that from Davison Richards. Wanders off towards square leg to have a think about everything. Rebuilding job needed here by South East Stars. Richards waiting with that back raised and then driving. That's nicely timed. Clips it out towards backward point. No run there as Villiers does the fielding. Moving round to her right hand side. Sadly, we've lost the sun now. Might come back. We have got blue sky, but it was very nice at the start of this game. Clouded up now as Davison Richards drives and again hits Villiers there at backward point, and there's no run. Carr, the captain, will be very happy with this. With the gloves on behind the stumps, directing traffic. Taking a nice catch as well, Amara Carr, to get rid of Bryony Smith for 4, second ball of the game. Wolf in, shorter length delivery this time, just trying to whip it leg side was Davison Richards. Height would have been an issue there. Hitting Davison Richards on the thigh guard, I think. Just rolling out towards extra cover. Gardner coming up to do the fielding in there at extra cover. Sunrisers with this very bright red stripe on the trousers and their numbers in red. As this is a lovely shot from Davison Richards. He's timed that beautifully out towards cover. But the fielding done by Villiers. End of the over, and 7 overs have gone here on the Surrey live stream, and the South East Stars 32 for 3, so a tidy over that. Again from Wolf. There's the Manhattan for you, the skyline, showing the runs in the overs so far for South East Stars. Gardner it will be to continue. Joanne Gardner into, what is this, her 4th over now. Going at 5s and over, but has just picked up that wicket of Capsey. Sophia Dunkley, 11 not out from 17 deliveries, a couple of boundaries in there as Gardner's in, and this one played late by Dunkley down into the offside. Dunkley down to do a little bit of gardening, and has a wander off towards square leg, but as you can see, very elegant player, Sophia Dunkley, very languid. Waits with that bat raised once more as Gardner's in, and Dunkley forward to a good length ball. Again, just pushing it straight back up the pitch, and Gardner doing the fielding off her own bowling. No breeze today. We had a very strong breeze on Saturday, a cold breeze going across the ground, but trees all perfectly still today. Dunkley driving up towards mid-off. Detani. Oh, if Detani picks up cleanly and has a shy, that could have been tight for Dunkley, but didn't pick it up cleanly, Naomi Detani. Still had a chance, but I think if she picked that up cleanly, Dunkley could have been in trouble. As it is, she picks up a single. Moves on to 12. South East Stars 33 for 3. Gardner's in, and this one's turned by Davison Richards. Lovely shot. Just clips it up towards McLeod. Stood up there at mid-on. And there is no run, but again, beautifully timed by Davison Richards. See John Batty, head coach, stood there chatting away to somebody by the pavilion. As this one's down the leg side by Gardner. That will be signalled wide. Fourth wide of the piece so far today. Dunkley's been out there now for 20 deliveries. It was Davison Richards' 9th delivery. Gardner is in. Davison Richards forward. Pushing this one straight back up the pitch once again. So Gardner now. One delivery left of the over, her 4th. Gone for 19 runs so far. 4 wides in those 19 as well. Gardner is in, that's too short. This will be pulled away by Davison Richards, down off her hip towards Wolf. Possibly got away with that one a touch, did Gardner. End of the over. 8 overs gone then. South East Stars rebuilding with Mrs. Dunkley and Davison Richards. Won the toss, batted first this morning. Here on the Surrey live stream, there's Worm. It's not even the Worm on the live stream, it's just Worm on the live stream. Katie Wolf to bowl the 9th over, her 5th from that football training ground end. I did actually see some Crystal Palace track-suited people this morning heading there, so they may be training today. As Davison Richards driving straight down the ground, and so straight it hits the stumps at the bowler's end. A little unlucky there. Davison Richards again timed it beautifully, but hit it so straight that she's hit the stumps. Car going too fast there. As I was saying on Saturday, we're sort of in the middle of suburbia here in Beckenham, but a beautiful ground, but surrounded by leafy streets and houses. As Davison Richards drives to mid-on this time. Oh, that's lovely placement, and the chase is on from Detani from mid-off, but won't get there. That's lovely placement from Davison Richards, in the fact she hit the previous delivery too straight. That time she's just gone towards the leg side a touch. Lovely placement from Davison Richards. Moves on to 8. South East Stars moving on to 39 for 3. But yes, as I say, we're surrounded by leafy streets here at Beckenham. Wandered into Beckenham this morning, had a cup of coffee. Very nice it is too. Wolf's in once more. Full toss this time. Tucked away by Davison Richards. Might get another boundary here. The chase is on. It's a good chase as well. Terrific work from Sunrisers. And Davison Richards gets back for 3. So Davison Richards, again, nicely timed through the leg side. But terrific chase from Sunrisers. And save a run there. And that'll be 3 more to the total for the South East Stars. 42 for 3. Dunkley back onto strike on 12. Davidson Richards lent on her bat down there at the non-striker's end. Wolf is in over the wicket to Dunkley, and Dunkley's almost had a nibble at this one. Let it go in the end. I think was in two minds about whether to just try and open the face and run that one off to third man, but in the end sensibly let it go. Did Sophia Dunkley. Naomi Datani looks like she's getting herself warmed up. Stood up there at mid-off. Over the wicket once again comes Wolf. This is short. This will be cut by Dunkley, and that'll beat Villiers at cover. That was hit so hard, and that has got through Villiers at cover and over the boundary rope and away for 4. Little short, little wide, and nicely put away by Dunkley. Dunkley moves on to 16 now. A third boundary. Crunch that one off the back foot to Dunkley. As they hit it so hard it got through the fielder. Excuse the sound of my fizzing bottle. Dunkley waits again as Wolf is in, fuller of length this time, and touched nicely by Dunkley, and a little misfield again on the edge of the circle, and another single for Dunkley. So a little bit scrappy for fielding in that over from Sunrisers, enabling Dunkley to nick another single. One more to her, one more to the total, and Dunkley moves on to 17 now. Davison Richards 11. So far a very entertaining start to this game, because say we've had wickets, we've had boundaries, runs, and Naomi Datani is coming into the attack to replace Gardner. Gardner 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 20. Hugely experienced, of course, Naomi Datani. Plays her county cricket for Middlesex, of course. Had a strange old start to this shortened season in the London Cup. That first game, where she let go of her bat and was caught behind. Davison Richards, first ball, apologies, Dunkley on strike. It's a full toss from Naomi Datani that's been put away beautifully by Dunkley. Umpire at square leg must have had a thought about, was that above waist height? But it's been put away by Dunkley, and that brings up the 50 for South East Stars in the 10th over. Nicely put away. Bit of a loosener from Naomi Datani, put away by Dunkley, who's on to 21 here from 24 deliveries. Got a start as Sophia Dunkley, 51 for 3. Naomi Datani left arm round the wicket, and this one's left alone outside the off stump by Dunkley. So Datani left arm but round the wicket to the right hander. Better delivery that from Datani. It's a hugely experienced Naomi Datani. Dunkley pushes off the back foot this time defensively. The squirt off down towards backward point, and there is no run. Entertaining stuff so far. As I say, we've had, out of this total of 51, we've now had 7 boundaries, 3 wickets, extras. Datani's just lost her run up there. She was about to get to the crease, just lost her run up. Bought the delivery. Wanders back towards us, and we'll try again here. Naomi Datani. Dunkley settles over her bat once more as Datani's round the wicket, and this one pushing into the leg side is Dunkley. That squirts away towards mid-wicket. Grace Scrivens comes up to do the fielding. There's no run. Little bit of swing there, but of course on that angle it's always coming back towards the right hander from Naomi Datani. Car just signalling down to Tani, who completely ignores her. And then comes round the wicket once again to Dunkley, and Dunkley's cutting. Super shot again from Sophia Dunkley. All about timing that from Dunkley, and as I say, she's a very languid player, very elegant. That was beautifully timed again, and Dunkley's on to 25 now. South East Stars moving on to 55 for 3. Cracked away by Sophia Dunkley. Absolutely whistled off to the boundary, that one. Pure timing from Sophia Dunkley. Tani's round the wicket to her again. This is shorter of length. She's trying to work this one into the leg side. She just rolls straight back up the pitch. So 10 gone. So power play done and dusted. 10 gone. Interesting power play that. 55 for 3. South East Stars. So going along at 5s and over, but have lost 3 wickets in the process. I think we are having our hand sanitisation break now. Those wickets to go. Bryony Smith, second ball of the game, looking to run Katie Wolf down to third man. Little edge. Mara Carr taking a good catch away to her right. And then very next ball, Ailish Cranston looked to get a good one, I think, from Katie Wolf. Bold first ball. So after 3 deliveries, South East Stars found themselves 4 for 1, and then Capsey bowled by Gardner. Alice Capsey for 11. 27 for 3. Maddie Villiers into the attack. Been looking forward to watching Maddie Villiers have a bowl. Hugely talented spinner, Maddie Villiers, of course. Davidson Richards on strike. 2 on that leg side boundary rope for the off spinner. And Davidson Richards immediately losing her feet to Villiers, tucking this one up towards mid-on. Davidson Richards 11 not out. Again using her feet to Villiers, turns it leg side. It's running into McLeod, stood in there at mid-wicket. Nice start this from Villiers. Once again, a little quicker this time. Davidson Richards pushes that one straight back up the pitch. Maddie Villiers, as I say, hugely talented young spinner. Has already played for England, of course. Over the wicket she comes once again, and oh, Davidson Richards trying to use her feet to her, but saw her coming. Did Villiers and just fired it in a bit flatter. And in the end, Davidson Richards ended up having to adjust and turn that ball into the leg side, and there's no run. So nice controlled start this from Maddie Villiers. It's over the wicket again. Davidson Richards forward. That's an edge, I think. Not a chance. Running off down towards third man. I think the one that went on there from Villiers. And they'll pick up a couple of runs. Davidson Richards will move on to 13. South East Stars moving on to 57 for 3. You can get in touch with us in the tent if you want to, at Back and Across. Probably the best way to do that if you want to. Be nice to hear from people on Bank Holiday Monday. As again, Davidson Richards using the feet. Tani comes round to do the fielding at mid-on. They quickly through for the single. One more to the total. One more to Davidson Richards. End of Villiers is over. Nice tidy first over that from Maddie Villiers. Just the 3 runs off it. 11 gone. See there on the live stream. There's the worm. Still going up, the worm. Ticking along at the moment. So there's a chat out there in the middle between Dunkley and Davidson Richards. Tani to continue from the town end of the ground. Davidson Richards on strike on 14. Started this the 12th over. Tani's in. Oh, and Davidson Richards looking for the big booming square cut there. ending up reaching for that. Goes past her outside edge and is taken low down to her right by Amara Carr. Again, changing the field. Fran Wilson's going to backward point now. Swapping there with Sonali Patel. As Ditani's in, and this is very wide outside the off stump and driven away by Davison Richards for 4. Nicely played by Davison Richards. Over pitching very wide, that from Ditani. And Davison Richards, tall, just reached across and got enough bat on it to get it away through the cover. So they're flying along here, the South East Stars. 62 for 3 now in the 12th over. So run rate at the moment 5.5 and over. Good partnership developing as Davison Richards looks to work this one down the leg side. Gets nothing on it. Wide will be the signal. Hasn't quite settled yet. Naomi Ditani can't quite get a consistent line and length at the moment. Ditani into her second over, gone for 13. Around the wicket she comes once again to Davison Richards, who's looked to work leg side and got a looping edge into the leg side, and that's almost gone straight to the mid-wicket fielder. Just trying to work that one into the leg side. Midwood was coming up. Could have gone straight to her. Gets away with that, Davison Richards. Waits again. Davison Richards is round the wicket goes Ditani to her, and this one is clipped away into the leg side by Davison Richards. They're going to come back for 2 all the way out there towards deep backward square. Just for a second, I thought that was heading straight to mid-wicket. That was nicely played by Davison Richards in control. Picks up 2 more. Davison Richards moves on to 20. South East Stars moving on to 65 for 3. Davison Richards waits again. This is a full toss from Ditani. Really hasn't settled yet, Naomi Ditani. Wolf does well. Gets round, gets something on that inside the boundary rope, but they'll pick up a couple more. Just can't settle on a line and length at the moment, Naomi Ditani. 2 more to Davison Richards, moves on to 22. South East Stars moving on to 67 for 3. Davison Richards drives this time, and Sonali Patel does the fielding. Out there at extra cover, end of the over. And 9 off the over. South East Stars moving on to 67 for 3 on the Surrey live stream. There's the partnerships, and this one developing nicely between Dunkley and Davison Richards. Came together with the score on 27, so 40 it's worth. Came together in the 6th over. Maddie Villiers will continue from the football training end of the ground. Football training ground end of the ground. It's not easy to say that. The football training ground end, I think I'll stick to here at Beckenham. Dunkley waits for Villiers. First time that Dunkley's been on strike to Villiers today, and she's very respectfully playing this first delivery. Villiers is ready to come in once again. That's too short. This will be cut away by Sophia Dunkley for 4. Just dropped in by Villiers, and Dunkley, again, good shot, hits the gap. Anything loose, she's jumped all over today. Sophia Dunkley moves on to 29 from 31 deliveries and 6 boundaries in this 29, so 24 in boundaries out of her 29 runs so far for Dunkley. Waits again with that bat raised as Villiers is in, and a bowl, because Dunkley was going to go back and cut that, but it's just spun back at her a touch, and in the end she just manages to get a bat on it. It's nicely bowled by Maddie Villiers. Villiers is in, tosses this one up a bit more, but this is cut nicely again by Dunkley, and they'll get a single. Patel gets round to her left to do the fielding. Davidson Richards calls Dunkley through for another single. One more to the total, 72 for 3 now. Partnership has moved on to 45, much needed by South East Stars. Villiers is in, and this one does turn a touch at Davidson Richards, who ends up almost falling over after tucking that one into the leg side. Just lost her footing a touch, I think. Just spun back a touch at her. She ended up just tucking that into the leg side, but almost slipping over. That is Davidson Richards. Waits again as Villiers is into her, and Davidson Richards nudges leg side, will take a single. One more to the total. One more to Davidson Richards, complementing each other nicely in this partnership. But Dunkley and Davidson Richards, 13 overs gone. And there you can see that scorecard looks a bit better now. It was 27 for 3 in the 6th over. Oop, hand sanitisation break. Here we go. So Sunrisers reserves are out there doing this hand sanitisation. Richard Bedbrook, director of South East Stars Cricket, is wandering around with a massive crate at the moment. That might have food in it, I suppose, for everybody. Mark, who's doing a tremendous job on the live stream, is in my tent now, studiously clicking at laptops in front of me at the moment, doing a mighty fine job getting everything up and running this morning. He was here very early this morning. Getting everything going this morning was Mark. So we're getting a change in the bowling from this town end. Midwood is coming into the attack, replacing Naomi Datani, who never really... Naomi Datani. So we are just getting a change in the bowling, and the first one is tucked away into the leg side by Davidson Richards. Left arm round the wicket, and Davidson Richards' little paddle here, nicely played. Just taking this from outside the off stump and paddling it down towards fine leg, and that's a very good running between the wickets by Messrs Dunkley and Davidson Richards. They picked up 3 there, so 3 more to the total. 76 for 3. I've lost what each batter's on at the moment. I do apologise. 76 for 3. Wood comes left arm round the wicket once again, and this one's turned leg side by Dunkley, and Dunkley will pick up another single. 1 more to the total. 1 more to Sophia Dunkley. So that's the 50 partnership between these two with that single. Very good one, much needed one for the South East Stars. 77 for 3 they are. Davidson Richards is down the pitch driving. Nice use of the feet. Just looking to come down to the left arm spinner. Davidson Richards likes to use her feet to the spinners. Seen that against Maddie Villiers as well. Waits again, Davidson Richards, using her feet again, and drives straight down the ground for 4. It's a lovely shot. That's coming down towards us. That's going to hit the sight screen, and away for 4 it goes. But lovely use of the feet and lovely swing of the bat again from Alice Davidson Richards. She'll move on. Well, I'd like to tell you what she'd move on to, but we've lost the individual scores up there on the scoreboard. We'll get those back in a minute. I'm sure 81 for 3. South East Stars as Davidson Richards forward here. I think was about to try and whip that one into the leg side, but decided against it. End of the over, 14 gone. So better over there for South East Stars. And again, the run rate's very good for the South East Stars. After losing those 3 early wickets, South East Stars, in the shape of Dunkley and Davidson Richards, are going along at a nice rate here. As you can see there on the score card, the bowling figures there, but they're going along at a very nice rate, even though they've lost those 3 wickets. Just ticking along nicely at the moment. It's going to be Maddie Villiers to continue, and this one is slammed down the ground by Dunkley and away for 4. So again, good looking shot that from Dunkley, smashing that one straight down the ground for 4 more. Playing very nicely at the moment, Sophia Dunkley. I think that takes her on to 35 now. Sophia Dunkley, so on to 35 she goes. This one Dunkley punches off the back foot out there to backward point. Again, there is no run. Got the scoreboard back now, 85 for 3. So yeah, Dunkley on to 35 now. Davidson Richards on 30. Good partnership this. Maddie Villiers is in again. Dunkley, looks to back away and cut. That beats her edge. Outside edge. Nicely taken by Carr. Just looking to give herself some room to cut there. Sophia Dunkley. Maddie Villiers now is going to come round the wicket to Sophia Dunkley. Dunkley sweeping down towards short fine leg. Midwood does the fielding, and there is no run. Dunkley so far in this 35, 7 boundaries in her 35, so 28 of her runs in boundaries. They've all been nicely struck. Look at this, as this one Dunkley pushes out into the offside, and there is no run. We're getting so well looked after. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you again. So we're getting really well looked after in our tent, I have to say. As waiting again is Dunkley, and this is swept by Dunkley, and she'll get a single out there towards deep backward square. That's 1 more to the total, and 1 more to Dunkley. So as you can see there on the live stream, 15 overs have gone, 86 for 3. South East Stars. So 59 the partnership worth between Dunkley and Davidson Richards, and they're ticking along at 5.7 and over. So some risers would have been delighted to pick up those 3 early wickets, but now just be slightly concerned, A, about the run rate, and B, this partnership. Midwood it will be to continue. Sun's out again, very pleasant it is too. Have the sun out again. Couple of boundaries in Midwood's first over. Starting the 16th now. It will be Dunkley on strike. Lovely innings so far. 36 not out. Dunkley waits on the back foot. Just nudges this one into the leg side, and there's no run on that angle. Just left arm round the wicket, just on that angle, just helping it into the leg side. Dunkley waits again. That's too short. This will be pulled by Dunkley straight out to deep mid wicket. Pick up a single there, Sophia Dunkley. Joanne Gardner out there at mid wicket did a good job. That was pulled very hard by Dunkley. It just bounced awkwardly in front of Gardner. Sure she got everything behind it. Dunkley's on to 37, 87 for 3. Davidson Richards back on strike on 30. Short from Midwood, cut by Davidson Richards. This one straight out to Villiers. Sweeping out there on the cover boundary rope. They'll pick up 1 more. That takes Davidson Richards on to 31. Dunkley looking to drive. Great shot. Again, aerial, but splits cover and mid-off. You could see the shot coming because Midwood from round the wickets just tossed that one up. And a lovely swing of that bat again from Sophia Dunkley. She moves on to 41 from 43 deliveries. Very good innings so far from Sophia Dunkley, her 8th boundary in this 41. Went aerial, it was in the air, but it was hit very hard, and Fran Wilson, diving to her right, was never getting near that. Whistles away for 4 more. Dunkley waits again with that bat raised. This is a little flatter this time from Midwood, unsurprisingly, after being driven through the covers for 4. Flatter delivery turned by Dunkley into the leg side. Moves on to 42 now. With that single, Sophia Dunkley. Davidson Richards comes back on to strike on 31. Davidson Richards forward and just nudging this one into Tani in there at short mid-wicket. End of the over, another good one for South East Stars. Ticking along very nicely at the moment. 93 for 3. That run rate creeping up, 5.8 the run rate at the moment. Change of gloves for Alice Davidson Richards. Dunkley 42, Davidson Richards 31. Villiers has bowled 3 overs, none for 14. Wow, look who's walked into my tent in his lycra shorts as well. That is a wonderful sight, but it wasn't one I was expecting. Wow, Mr. Gould, good morning to you, sir. Oh, excellent. Richard Gould's joining me, the Surrey Chief Executive in the tent. He's cycled down here, I think. As down the track goes, Dunkley drives up towards mid-off, and they will get a single. What a lovely surprise, Mr. Gould. Good morning, sir.
Well, morning. Well, I was listening to you on Saturday, and you were putting in an heroic shift.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. I loved it. The nice thing today is it's a bit warmer.
Yes.
It was very cold on Saturday, as here's Villiers, and Davison Richards punches this one back up the pitch, and there's no run. You've cycled here?
Yes, a quick 7 miles from the Kia Oval, not far.
Bad.
No.
Not bad. Well, that is the thing actually with Beckenham. It's very close to the Kia Oval, as Villiers is in once again, using her feet here as Davison Richards pushes this one straight back up the pitch, and there's no run. Well, what a lovely way to spend your bank holiday, Mr. Gould.
Exactly.
Cycle here and watch a bit of Rachael Heyhoe Flint Trophy action. South East Stars rebuilding as Villiers is in. Oh, the reverse sweep is out from Davison Richards. She's done very well here because she's managed to hit the toe end of her bat, almost like a snooker shot, that, and has dinked it straight back to Maddie Villiers. I doubt she could do that again if she tried. Davison Richards, there's no run as Villiers once more is in, and Davison Richards whips this one down the ground for a single. Davison Richards moves on to 32, 95 for 3. We were saying before the start of play this morning how hard everybody's worked to get the Rachael Heyhoe Flint Trophy on.
Yeah, it's been great, hasn't it? Because we just needed to make sure that this wasn't a summer that didn't go
without cricket.
Yeah, without cricket within the women's game. So there was that term going through, and so it was good to get some county women's cricket up and going in July. But then to follow it up with this, and you can see, it truly is elite performance level.
Oh, it is. It's absolutely terrific. The game on Saturday against Western Storm was terrific, and this one as well, terrific. And of course we've got the England players here for the
indeed.
first 2 rounds, which is terrific for the profile of the competition.
Well, no, terrific for the profile. I suspect there'll be some squad members within the South East Stars who are expecting more of a game, but
yes.
That's what happens when the England players come back, and clearly it's going to form a good part of their preparation for the upcoming series.
Well, funny enough, Chloe Brewer kindly came over and had a sit with me on Saturday, poor thing. That's enough to destroy anybody's Saturday. But Chloe was saying that actually it's been terrific having the England ladies back for her, just to be able to sort of have a chat and pick their brains a touch as Midwood continues, starting the 18th over, and this one Dunkley's pushing out into the offside, and there's no run. And I was saying, great facility here at Beckenham as well. It's great ground, got everything on the doorstep. Midwood's left arm round the wicket again. Dunkley using her feet drives, and they'll get a single. Just a little misfield in there at extra cover. Dunkley moves on to 45, 97 for 3. And of course, final game for South East Stars back at the Kia Oval against Southern Vipers. Although we've already had the London Cup, of course, at the Kia Oval. That was the first domestic game of the summer, as using her feet and driving is Davison Richards down there towards long off.
Yeah, we got a little bit competitive on that. As soon as as soon as we could see there was a path to getting women's county cricket back, we thought, right, I think it was arranged within about a week's notice.
Terrific. It was a great game as well, absolutely.
It was, yeah.
Game. All down to the last ball.
Yeah, last ball, hit for 4.
Yeah, fantastic. As Dunkley waits again on 45, and this one, oh, now, little bit of bat, I think, on that, going down the leg side, just from the reaction. And Amara Carr couldn't take it cleanly. I think that's a life for Dunkley. Just looking to nudge that one down towards long leg. Just from the reaction, I think she probably got a little bit of bat on that. As in again goes Midwood, and forward comes Dunkley very studiously and respectfully playing this one back up the pitch, and there's no... I was thinking, when I get to retirement age, Mr. Gould, and I'm rapidly approaching retirement age, I'm keeping an eye out for grounds with flats for retirement. Taunton, of course. That's actually, some of those are retirement flats, I think.
They are.
As forward comes Dunkley, pushes this one into the leg side, and there's no... I quite fancy a bit of Beckenham as well. There's a gentleman stood there at the moment.
I was at Somerset when we put the flats up there, and I did have half a mind on. I think you had to be 55 to buy one, and at that point I was some way short, but not so much now. Of course, here Beckenham, Gloucestershire, Bristol. Yes, they've got some nice modern ones.
Chelmsford. I noticed during the men's game at Chelmsford, Ronnie Irani has managed to do a deal with the director of cricket, and he's living in a flat straight over the and basically captained the entire game from his flat. As Villiers is in, and here's Davison Richards to slam this. Wow. Maddie Villiers, off her own bowling, in the end took evasive action. And I don't blame her, because Davison Richards there, lovely swing of the bat. And that's the 100 up for the South East Stars. This is a terrific partnership.
It's a great fight back, isn't it? From
really good.
Where we were.
Well, huge drama in that first over on a hat-trick after 3 balls of the game was Katie Wolf. But Davison Richards and Dunkley using all their experience here. 102 for 3. 2 of the contracted players out there at the moment. Reverse sweep is out from Davison Richards. Gets something on this, and that'll be 1 more to the total. And that'll take Davison Richards on to 38. 103 for 3. So yeah, I wouldn't mind it. That gentleman there, it's up on Bank Holiday Monday, able to have a watch. But yes, I've noticed that a couple of directors of cricket very shrewdly done a deal with flats near the ground so they can have a watch. As round the wicket comes Maddie Villiers, forward goes Dunkley, and in these strange times, being able to adapt has been a key thing, hasn't it, really? 103 for 3. But as I say, Irani basically captained Essex from the balcony, and it was like having 6,000 in the ground, to be honest with you, at one point. As here is Dunkley driving, and Villiers does the fielding off her own bowling, and there's no run.
I wouldn't want to negotiate with Ronnie Irani. Well, I think I would definitely lose.
Well, there were genuinely at one point I was thinking, who on earth is that shouting at Simon Harmer at the end of every over? And there he was, stood on his flat balcony. Apparently he got a good break, as using her feet here as Dunkley drives up towards mid-off, and they'll scramble a single. It's good running again from Dunkley and Davison Richards. They've been very busy, these two. And Dunkley moves on to 46. It's 104 for 3. Maddie Villiers the wicket she comes once again to Davison Richards, who's turning leg side and will get a single. One more to the total. Davison Richards moves on to 39, 105 for 3. And terrific again with the live stream that these games are being live streamed. It's great, isn't it, for the audience?
Yeah, it is, because cricket's often wondered how big its audience is, but with the streaming of both the men and the women's game this summer, we're starting to see the level of support that's out there, and also helping us get to people that otherwise wouldn't be aware. So it's excellent.
Yeah, it's been terrific. The figures have been really good.
Yeah, and then of course with England on BBC yesterday.
Well, that was wonderful, wasn't it? 21 years.
Wow.
1999 World Cup, when England were losing in the first round. Of course, that was the one where their hit single came out the day after they'd been knocked out of the tournament. As here is Midwood coming in left arm round the wicket to Davison Richards. Wondering if that's bat or pad. Just trying to work that one down towards fine leg. Bit of bat. So 2 more to the total. 107 for 3. Partnership's worth 80 now. Sunrisers would very much like to break this partnership at the moment after their very good start, as Midwood left arm round the wicket, tosses this one up, and Davison Richards turns leg side, and there is no run. Came together at 27 for 3 after Alice Capsey was bowled by Gardner in the 6th over. Midwood round the wicket again. Davison Richards using the feet, drives, and Midwood gets a hand to the ball off her own bowling. Good bit of work that from Midwood off her own bowling.
Looks to be a good pitch out there as well. Looks to be a decent surface.
Yeah, same pitch I think as we used on Saturday. I think just South East Stars didn't score enough runs on Saturday. But they're normally very good pitches here at Beckenham. This one's cracked away by Davison Richards. Feels she's missed out there. Hitting that one straight to Maddie Villiers, who's always in the action. There on the edge of the circle. Gardner down in front of us at long off. Midwood once again comes in left arm round the wicket, and using her feet here is Davison Richards. Doesn't quite get to the pitch of that. Tucks it leg side to Tarney doing the fielding. So here Midwood just getting some control back into her 4th over. Has gone for 19. Villiers 5 overs, none for 24. Waits again does Davison Richards, using her feet, picks it up on the full and tucks it away out towards deep mid-wicket. Now pick up another single. One more to the total. Of course, Crystal Palace training ground is down that end.
Yes, yeah, I was as I cycled up, you can see some of the youngsters out, and it looks as if they've putting some 4G pitches in down there as well. They were levelling off an area, but it's definitely a sporting hub here, and the facilities at Beckenham that have been developed by Kent are really good. The indoor school is excellent standard. You've got the old pavilion, which is not that old, it's probably 1970s. But then within the seating capacity as well, and when we play here Kent versus Surrey on T20 matches and indeed championship matches, it's always a really nice place to come.
It's great.
It is.
I've always loved coming here.
Well supported, lots of chimney pots in the area.
Yep.
Lots of train stations.
Yep, it's great. It's a good place. Easy to get to. There are always cracking games here as well.
Yes.
As Davison Richards waits over her bat for Maddie Villiers, as down the pitch goes Davison Richards and tucks this one into the leg side. Now she'll think about 2, but Tatani's quickly round to do the fielding there at long on, and that'll take Davison Richards on to 43. The only thing I'd like changed here, and I've almost might start a campaign.
Okay.
The name of the ends. You see, because there's been
what are they?
Well, there are some famous people. You could have more exciting end names. As this one's turned by Dunkley into the leg side. There's no. I think we're at the town end here, although the town's at the other end, and that's the football training ground end. Now, if I say the name Bob Monkhouse to you, Richard Gould, he's from Beckenham.
Really?
Oh yeah. As short ball here, and Dunkley's pulling this one flat out towards deep backward square. They're going to come back for 2. 2 more to the total. It's good running from Dunkley and Davison Richards. 48 to Dunkley with your chief exec's hat on now. If I say the name to you, David Bowie, Beckenham. Beckenham boy.
Yeah, I thought Brixton more, but
yeah, but
no.
lived in Beckenham.
Ah.
Julie Andrews was schooled in Beckenham.
Really?
Yes. David Hay.
Well, I saw
Yes.
him the other day.
There you go.
In a blue Bentley convertible.
Well, there you go. As round the wicket once again comes Villiers, and this is tucked by Dunkley down towards long on. She'll move on to 49 from 57 deliveries now. Dunkley 112 for 3, and of course Rob Key.
And Rob Key.
Yes. So I just wonder whether at some stage the ends could have, maybe you could do one a season, where the Monkhouse end, the Andrews end, the Key end, I like that one, as this one's turned leg side by Davidson Richards in there to mid-wicket and there's no run. But yes, I think that could be something, possibly the name of the ends here at Beckenham. Something to look at. 112 for 3.
I'd vote for Julie Andrews.
I think the Julie Andrews end, marvellous. It'd be nice end of the ground, that, wouldn't it? As round the wicket again comes Villiers, and this is tucked by Davidson Richards. Back past Maddie Villiers, and Davidson Richards will pick up a single, will she? No. In the end, it decided against it, and it's the end of the over. So 21 gone. Richard Gould, the Surrey Chief Executive, very kindly popped into the tent for a natter. 21 gone, 29 left, run rate 5.3, so ticking along very nicely at the moment.
Nicely. Ticking along really nicely after losing certainly 2 very, very quick wickets. These 2 batting beautifully.
The other thing that I've noticed with the men's game and the women's game is the old everyone's got used to the hand sanitisation breaks now, haven't they?
They have, but I think Gareth Batty set the tone.
Honestly,
in
I've never
terms of
seen
getting on with it.
anything like it. I said to him I was going to buy him a holster because it was like watching a cowboy with his.
No, he's got a great knack to it. He runs out like a Tasmanian devil.
Yes.
And just
fires it off.
Yeah.
Get your hands out. He'll fire it off. Runs back in again.
Runs off.
Makes He definitely, as I said, just a cowboy hat, and if he'd ridden out on a horse, I think it would have completed the look. But yeah, I think everyone's sort of got used to it now, the hand sanitisation. The other thing, of course, is Thursday you've got 2,500 members coming in.
Yes.
Which is good news.
Very good news. Very good news.
After all the work you've done.
Unless it gets called off the day before,
yes,
which is what happened last time. But no, it'd be lovely to see some people back at the ground, because it's been a hard, difficult season in terms of performances on the pitch. There's been a lot of work going into it, but for a variety of reasons, we just haven't hit our straps yet, unfortunately. Not least sort of availability of players, with a lot of players out of injury and also playing for England. But so looking forward to seeing people back on Thursday.
It'll be tremendous. It really will. As starting the 22nd over, and this will be Dunkley's 50. It's been a lovely innings this from Sophia Dunkley. Really good knock, and moves on to 50. Gets a well-earned round of applause. 50 from and a scream. 50 from 58 balls with 8 boundaries, and a lovely innings this. What John Batty will want is Sophia Dunkley to still be there at the end of 50 overs and turn this into a really big innings. And 113 for 3. And that one from Midwood was just dropped in and pulled away for the single to take Dunkley on to her 50. Davidson Richards on 43 as down the pitch she goes and drives down towards long off. Gardner comes up to do the fielding. Yeah, I have to admit that with the Bob Willis Trophy, of course you had the 1,000 members in for the friendly game against Middlesex, and it would be obviously ideal to have fans in for the Bob Willis Trophy, but I have really noticed it with the T20 not having spectators inside the ground. As short ball here, and Dunkley's cutting uppishly just past backward point, and that's going to run away for 4 runs just for a second. Some risers would have thought, ooh, this could be a chance, but it was just away to the left of backward point. Dunkley picks up another boundary. 54 to Dunkley. Dunkley, that's her 9th boundary. So she's hit the boundary on 9 occasions in this 54, and they've all been very nice shots as well. 118 for 3. Midwood round the wicket once again as forward goes Dunkley. But yes, I've really Hove, I noticed it. and then yesterday back at the Kia Oval. So to have just, even if it's 2,500, they'll create their own atmosphere,
Yes,
won't
they
they?
will.
Which will be terrific.
Yeah, they will.
As once again, Midwood comes in, left arm round the wicket, and this is turned leg side by Dunkley. That'll be one more to the total.
Hats off to the players as well, because it must have been a very difficult, different circumstances for them, whether they're footballers or cricketers. But they've got on with it, and they've locked themselves into their playing zone, and I think we've seen some great sport.
As Midwood's in again, and this one's cut away by Davison Richards. Great placement.
Very good shot.
All about placement, that from Davison Richards. Just dropped in by Midwood, but hit the gap, did Davison Richards. And she's on to 48 or 54 balls. So Davison Richards has ticked along very nicely here as well. And this partnership now is worth 96. Very good runs. 123 for 3. 22 overs gone. 28 remaining. So they're in a lovely position now, the South East Stars. Oh yes, I think everybody takes a huge amount of credit for getting cricket on this summer. I think the work you've all put in to get everything ready for supporters to come back and members to come back.
Yeah, that's been a challenge. I think ECB have been shown the way in terms of what they've done. I know Steve Elworthy from ECB has done an amazing job in putting in the circumstances that they can play with in a safe manner, but also confidently bringing in other teams from around the world, which is incredible.
Absolutely. And from a domestic point of view as well, the cricket's been great. Yeah, it has been different, but it's been great. It's McLeod is into the attack for the first time here, bowling her off breaks from that football training ground end, and her first delivery is turned into the leg side by Dunkley. It's been different.
It's been interesting, hasn't it, with the competition the way that it's been. Clearly we're disappointed that we haven't done better in the Bob Willis Trophy.
Davison Richards waits again. And McLeod is in. That's short and pulled by Davison Richards all the way out towards deep mid-wicket. Will get a single.
But there has been a lot of good cricket, and it's been interesting without the two divisions this year to see some counties playing against other counties that they haven't seen or played against for quite a long time, and it has provided opportunities for other young players, with England effectively running two squads at the same time. So they've taken about 50 players out of the county game.
Dunkley will get a single here. Just turns this one into the leg side. And as you say, I think we've probably seen across the board in the Bob Willis Trophy, we've seen some younger names that we might not have seen had we had a normal summer. 126 for 3. As McLeod's in, and this is driven by Davison Richards. Gorgeous shot to bring up 50. What a lovely 50 this has been from Davison Richards. Moves on to 53, and that also brings up the 100 partnership. And Davison Richards brings up that 50 of 56 deliveries with 6 fours. So it's been a very fine innings, and it also brings up a 100 partnership. It's worth 103. So they're in a very good position. South East Stars at the moment against Sunrisers. As Davison Richards, a flatter delivery this time from McLeod, is turned leg side. So yeah, Davison Richards 53, Dunkley 57. They came together in the 6th over when Capsey was bowled by Gardner for 11. McLeod is in, tosses this one up, driven down the ground by Davison Richards. Will pick up another single. 54 to Davison Richards, and another good over for the South East Stars. 23 gone. We'll do another couple of overs with you, Mr. Gould, and then we'll allow you to escape the confines of the tent. The other thing I wanted to mention to you, though, because I haven't had a chance to mention to you. Now, I'm a strange chap at the best of times. You've known me long enough. I'm a big fan of watching stands being built.
Oh,
yes.
We've got quite a big one going up, haven't we?
It's huge. I remember watching the 1845 stand being built from scratch.
Oh, that was a monster.
Huge.
I mean, that and groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking and huge. And also, the interesting thing was, do you know, only one ball ever went in the building site.
Oh.
During the entire building of the 1845
That was
standard.
pre-2020.
Pre-20. No,
or 2003,
yeah,
wasn't it?
no, we'd have had a bit of
Yeah.
2020. But, well, it's all looking very good at the Kia Oval now, and it's coming along very quickly. And I've sort of quite enjoyed watching the old crane driver doing his stuff.
What
He's
a
very,
job.
he's very good. He is
Very high,
good.
isn't he?
But it's going to look spectacular. You must be delighted with how it's looking already. As Midwood, 24th over, he's coming into Davison Richards. He's looking to drive, and there's no run.
No, it'll increase our capacity by about 1,500 to about 27,500, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant new members facilities, so it'll double the members facilities, which is important for a members club.
Midwood wanders in once again, comes left arm round the wicket to Davison Richards, who cuts nicely. Villiers, good bit of work, diving away to her left-hand side, prevents the single.
It's got great corporate facilities, so it's got 2 rooms on non-match days, can host 500-600 rooms each. All of which is great if you're not in a pandemic. So we just there is a flaw in our plan.
Yes, well, there's been a few actually, I think. As round the wicket comes Midwood again, and this will be a single. That's nicely played by Davison Richards, very sensible. Just dancing down the pitch and driving down to Gardner at long off.
It was initially due actually to be built this summer because we're sort of between an Ashes and an India year, and so West Indies would have been a marginally quieter year, but yes.
Dunkley waits again, and Dunkley looking to slog sweep here, actually hits it straight back down the pitch, and Midwood was trying to deflect that back onto the stumps. I think Davison Richards would have been okay at the non-striker's end, but nicely thought out that by Midwood, just trying to deflect it off her hand deliberately onto the stumps at the bowler's end. Midwood comes in left arm round the wicket once again, and this one Dunkley drives straight down the ground, will pick up a single. One more to Dunkley, moves on to 58. The South East Stars move on to 134 for 3. Yeah, the other thing though is, and I'd never really thought about it, but I was looking at it the other day, it's sort of joining the ground up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it is.
Sort of turning it into everything sort of joined up.
Certainly more of a bowl, isn't it?
Yeah,
now? We've
absolutely.
I think it'll be a great place to play as a player because 27,000 people almost sat on top of you with great views.
Midwood's round the wicket once again. This one's cut away by Davison Richards down to backward point. They'll pick up a single. That'll be one more to Davison Richards. Davison Richards moves on to 56, 134 for 3.
Really pushing it on quite quickly now, aren't we?
It's these two have got this in the palm of their hands at the moment, thanks to their hard work. What's been impressive is the run rate. Going along at 5.6 and over after 24 overs. And I should think John Batty, he's pretty happy sat up there. Interestingly, you can always spot how a coach is feeling, because for the first 5 overs he was just stood on that mound on his own.
And nobody will go
near him. Now I've noticed he's sat on a bench with everybody again, just nattering away. As Davison Richards, start of the 25th over, just tucks McLeod down the ground towards long on, and they'll stroll a single.
I know that feeling. My dad was a football manager, and so if he lost on a Saturday, there was no talking to him until at least Sunday lunchtime.
135 for 3. Well, yeah, I think you just sort of get to know, don't you, when to approach people and when not to. McLeod is in, and this one's a bit quicker, I think, and Dunkley pushes this one back up the pitch, and there's no run.
There was one club where when he did lose on the Saturday, the chairman had quite an annoying habit of popping round on the Sunday morning at about 8 o'clock and taking him for a walk, which I'm not sure it was that constructive.
No, I'm not sure that's really what you need. As this is cut away out towards the sweeper on the cover boundary rope. They'll pick up a single. Dunkley moves on to 59. It's not what you need after a 2-0 defeat at home, is it? No. The chairman knocking on the door to take you for a walk. As in again, over the wicket is McLeod, and this one's a loopy full toss, which Davison Richards tucks down the ground towards long on. They're playing this sensibly at the moment. They're just knocking it around. They've set the platform. Partnership's worth 110. So they've set the platform, and at the moment they're just knocking this around, Dunkley and Davidson Richards, as Dunkley slaps this one straight back down the pitch, and McLeod gets hands to it, ricochets away down there towards long off. Now pick up another single. One more to the total, one more to Dunkley. On to 60 she goes from 68 deliveries. And Davidson Richards comes back onto strike on 58. And this one swung leg side by Davidson Richards down towards long on. Detani does the fielding. And then they'll pick up another single. End of the over. Richard Gould, thank you, sir. Absolutely lovely to see you. Cycle home safely. There you go. Don't take the ISDN kit with you. Thank you to Richard Gould. Lovely to see the Surrey Chief Executive here down at Beckenham. Tremendous stuff. Very kind of him to spend some overs with us. They've done a terrific job at Surrey, as all the counties have this season, as has cricket really, to get us some cricket this summer. And very kind of Richard Gould to come down looking resplendent in his lycra shorts. So, halfway point, nicely placed the South East Stars. Just a reminder, they were, the South East Stars, 27 for 3 in the 6th over. At halfway, 139 for 3, thanks to Dunkley and Davidson Richards. Wonderful partnership from these two, and now we've got Sonali Patel into the attack, bowling right arm over to Davidson Richards from this town end, and Davidson Richards with a single up to a wide-ish mid-off and scrambles through for one. So one more to Davidson Richards. They've complemented each other perfectly so far. 140 for 3. Waits again, Sophia Dunkley. Sonali Patel is over the wicket, and Dunkley covers up and pushes this one out into the offside, and there is no run. Again, of course, if you want to get in touch with us in the tent at Back and Across. Patel is in over the wicket, and this one turned very nicely again by Dunkley into the leg side. Will pick up a single, and that will take Dunkley on to 61 and move South East Stars on to 141 for 3. Davidson Richards back onto strike. Patel is in, and Davidson Richards tucks this one up towards McLeod, who comes round to her right to do the fielding. So matching each other run for run now. Davidson Richards 61, Dunkley 61. South East Stars 142 for 3. Waiting once again over the wicket is Patel, and this is pulled by Dunkley, but straight to Detani, who does the fielding in there at mid-wicket. They'll still get a single. You can see Dunkley feeling that she may have just missed out a touch there. Hammered it, but straight at Detani on the edge of the circle at mid-wicket. Now Detani's being pushed right back onto the boundary rope. Fine leg's going to come up to the edge of the circle, and McLeod's gone all the way down to long on for Davidson Richards. 61 not out Davidson Richards as Patel is in, and Davidson Richards waits for this. I thought for a second she was going to wind up and play a big drive down the ground, but just waited for it and then pushed it out into the offside. But again, very sensibly played in these middle overs by Dunkley and Davidson Richards. As I say, the coach would very much like to see these two still together as they head into the 40th over. 26 gone. Make this a big match-winning partnership. They play very well so far. McLeod will continue down there in the distance from that football training ground end of the ground, coming into Dunkley, and Dunkley's turning the first off break from McLeod into the leg side. Amara Carr comes round from behind the stumps to pick up. Dunkley 62, as you can see there, from 72 deliveries. It's her 73rd. She's slog sweeping all along the floor down towards long on. There's Detani again doing the fielding. Gets the throw away very quickly. Dunkley moves on to 63. South East Stars move on to 144 for 3. Davison Richards back onto strike on 61. Pushed back up the pitch from Davison Richards. Tidy delivery again from McLeod. Touch of blue sky heading this way, I think. Cloudy at the moment as this is tossed up, and Davison Richards reverse sweeping. I'm not sure she's got anything on that, but it's going to run away down towards the boundary rope in front of us. Beat Carr behind the stumps as well. I'll be interested to see. I don't think she did get anything on that. No, buys the signal. 3 more to this total. Takes the partnership on to 127 now. 147 for 3. Dunkley back onto strike on 63. Cloud is over the wicket to Dunkley, and Dunkley, that's sensibly played again, just nudged into the leg side. They've run really well between the wickets, Davison Richards and Dunkley. That'll be 1 more to the total. .48 for 3 as this one looking to cut wide outside the off stump. Goes past the edge of Davison Richards' bat and taken by Carr away to her right hand side. Is that over? It is. That is over. So just waiting. The umpires have a little bag that they put the ball in at the end of each over, because of course it's a different ball. As 148 for 3. As there's a chat out there in the middle between Messrs Dunkley and Davison Richards. So it's going to be Sonali Patel to continue down in front of us from the town end of the ground. As over the wicket comes Patel. And that's down the leg side. Carr's got the pad on that, and that'll be wide signalled. That'll be 2 more to the total, it should be, and that'll be the 150 up, I think. Yep, there we go, 150 up now for South East Stars. So 150 coming up in the 28th over as Patel is in, and this is Davison Richards driving straight back up the pitch towards mid-off, and there is no run. Going to deposit a long on and a deep mid-wicket now for Davison Richards. Fine leg and third man come up to the edge of the circle. Davison Richards, 61 not out, waits again. Cutting and goes past the edge. Nicely taken by Carr. Davison Richards hopping about the place. Doesn't want to give this away. Davison Richards and Dunkley here have worked so hard to get South East Stars into this position. Don't want to give it away with a loose shot as Patel is in. And Davison Richards has gone. As I say that, through the drive a little early, and it has just looped up towards short extra cover. Fran Wilson it is, I think, taking the catch. But what a fine innings that has been from Davison Richards. She'll be disappointed, but she's done a terrific job there for the South East Stars. Resurrected the innings really, and Patel has the wicket, makes the breakthrough. But what a partnership that has been between Davison Richards and Dunkley. But Davison Richards goes in the 28th over. But that partnership, if my maths is correct, and it's never the best of adding up my maths. 123 partnership there with Dunkley. So a very fine partnership between Dunkley and Davison Richards, but Davison Richards goes, just as I said, don't want to play a loose shot, although I think, to be fair to Patel, Davison Richards was through it early. It maybe just held in the picture touch, and it just chipped the ball up into the air, and Fran Wilson took a very, very simple catch. But what a fine innings, and what a good player to have coming in now. Susie Rowe, all that experience, we talked about it on Saturday, top scored in that first game for the South East Stars with 38. And just to give you an idea, of course, South East Stars only scored 166 on Saturday against Western Storm, and they're already on 150, and we're only in the 28th over, so this totally different today. And that's 166, took them until the 49th over. But Susie Rowe just knocked the ball around on Saturday, so all that experience to come now after the platform has been laid by Dunkley and Davison Richards. First ball for Susie Rowe, and she's just pushing off the back foot out into the offside, and there's no run. But yeah, lovely innings from Davison Richards. I'll just get her exact stats for you. Patel is in, driving is Susie Rowe straight out there to extra cover, and there's no run. So that was 74 deliveries for Davison Richards. She was out there for an hour and a half, there or thereabouts, and she struck 6 fours. So very, very good innings, and as I say, a partnership of 123 with Sophia Dunkley. Patel is in and forward, driving once more up towards mid-off is Susie Rowe, but a very good over that from Patel. Tidy figures these from Patel already. 2 overs, no maidens, 1 for 6, and they really needed that wicket, Sunrisers. Had to break that partnership, and that's what they've done. 150 for 4. There's the Manhattan on the live stream for you. Cloud, who's going at 5 and over, but the run rate is 5.4 at the moment. See Susie Rowe there trying to get the legs moving for some quick running between the wickets. Sophia Dunkley, 64 not out. McLeod over the wicket to Dunkley, and Dunkley drives out towards extra cover, and there is no run. Just for a second I thought that had got past Katie Wolf. Just a little misfield, head shot round to try and find the ball there, Katie Wolf. McLeod is in once again. That's flatter, this delivery, and this is cut in front of square by Sophia Dunkley. That's a great shot. That's a really good shot from Dunkley, because she just waited, just gave it a fraction of a second to cut that in front of square, and that's raced away for 4. And again, a loose delivery, and Dunkley puts it to the boundary rope. That's her 10th boundary. She moves on to 68. South East Stars move on to 150. 4 for 4. McLeod is in. Oh, and Dunkley's looking for the slog sweep. I think she's hit the toe end of her bat and just gone straight into the ground and up again. She doesn't want to give this away. Hit a boundary already in this over. Just lost Davison Richards. She's batting so nicely as McLeod is in, and this is turned by Dunkley into the leg side, and there's no run. Just needs to keep going the way she is, Sophia Dunkley. There's 100 here for the taking at the moment. She's played so well. Just doesn't want to give it away with a loose shot. McLeod is over the wicket to her. She backs away, looks to cut, goes past her outside edge. It's taken by Carr. Susie Rowe could come into play here for Dunkley. All that experience. Sophia Dunkley, wonderfully talented player, but just needs to calm down a touch. As this one she's cutting, that's nicely played. That's why she doesn't need to be trying to run balls down to third man, because every time she gets a loose ball, she puts it to the boundary rope. So again, good shot from Sophia Dunkley. A loose delivery, and she's stuck it away to the boundary rope. 29 overs gone. 158 now for 4 are the South East Stars. There's the scorecard for you. There's Worm. But Dunkley 72 from 80 deliveries. 11 boundaries in this 72. South East Stars on for putting a very healthy total on the board here at Beckenham in their second game of the competition. Sonali Patel will continue from the town end of the ground. Wolf today, 5 overs, no maidens, 2 for 27. Those two in 2 balls, second and third deliveries of the game. Patel over the wicket to Susie Rowe, and Susie Rowe pushes this one out towards Wilson. In there at extra cover, and there's no run. Gardner, 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 20. Datani, 2 overs, no maidens, none for 17. Villiers, 6 overs, no maidens, none for 28. Midwood, 6 overs, no maidens, none for 34. McLeod, 4 overs, no maidens, none for 23. Patel in her 3rd over is into Susie Rowe, who drives a full toss up towards mid-on. McLeod does the fielding, but Susie Rowe scrambles through for the single. Gets Susie Rowe off the mark and brings Dunkley on to strike on 72. McLeod makes her way down towards long on now for Dunkley. In over the wicket once again is Patel, and this is cut by Dunkley again out towards cover. Oh, that's brilliant. Sweeping up on the cover boundary rope. They'll get back for 2. Couple of runs saved there. That was a terrific bit of work out there. Sweeping on the cover boundary rope. 2 more to the total. Dunkley moves on to 74. Patel over the wicket. Dunkley backs away, punches out towards extra cover, and there is no run. Try and find you some scores from the other games in the Bob Willis Trophy in a moment. Patel waits once more. Now he's over the wicket, and that's a floaty delivery. Slower one out the back of the hand, I think, there. And that was pushed straight back up the pitch. And there is no run. Just trying to find some other scores for you at the moment. I'll do that in a sec. Trying to do all sorts of things at the minute. Another loopy delivery, this from Patel, and this is driven by Dunkley. Dunkley will get another single. One more to Sophia Dunkley. She keeps the strike. The end of the over, 162 for 4. So 30 overs gone and 20 remaining, but in a pretty good position at the moment are the South East Stars, and Sophia Dunkley here has moved bless me on to 75. Maddie Villiers is coming back into the attack, so Maddie Villiers comes back into the attack. 31st over. So the off breaks of Maddie Villiers back into the attack. Sophia Dunkley is on strike and driving. Maddie Villiers straight back up the pitch, and there is no run. Carr wants a change in the field. She's just manoeuvring her deep backward square a little more in front of square there. As sweeping is Dunkley. It's got a good amount of bat on this. I'm not sure this will get to the boundary rope, but we'll get two. Might well come back for three here. Picks up two more. Two more to the total. Two more to Sophia Dunkley. Sophia Dunkley moves on to 77. Waits again for Maddie Villiers. Dunkley looking to work leg side. That hits her thigh guard. Potters away into the leg side, and there's no run. What would the South East Stars want from here? 164 for 4. I think they'll be pretty pleased with where they find themselves, obviously, as Dunkley, quick singles taken down towards short fine leg. Another single. One more to the total. Just looking at trying to find the other scores from around the country in the Rachael Heyhoe Flint Trophy. Here we go. Northern Diamonds up against Lightning, and the Northern Diamonds struggling a touch. Nat Sivers 46 not out. Out of the Northern Diamonds, 98 for 6. So Nat Siver 46 not out. It is in, and Susie Rowe forward studiously, playing this one out into the offside, and there's no run. Thunder 81 for 7 against Central Sparks there at Edgbaston. Rowe just pushes Villiers back up the pitch. Villiers does the fielding off her own bowling, and there's no run. And Southern Vipers 153 for 3. Georgia Adams 55, Danny Wyatt 53. So Southern Vipers 153 for 3 against Western Storm, who of course beat South East Stars here on Saturday. End of the over from Maddie Villiers, and 31 overs gone, so 19 remain. Dunkley 78 not out. Patel to continue. 165 for 4. She's done a good job here. Sonali Patel, 3 overs, no maidens, 1 for 10. Came in when Davison Richards was going along very nicely with Dunkley, which kept it pretty tight as his first delivery. He was pushed by Dunkley down towards backward point. Dunkley wanders off towards square leg. Waits over her bat once more. Patel is in. Dunkley's forward. Again, can't find a gap. Just pushes this one straight out towards cover point. And again, there is no run. Dunkley wanders off towards square leg, having a think about everything. 78 off 90 balls as Sonali Patel is in, and Dunkley drives. Good looking shot this, in front of square and away for 4. No, that is brilliant again. Sweeping out there on the cover boundary rope. Maddie Villiers, wow, what a bit of fielding that is. That for all the world looked like it was going to the boundary rope. Maddie Villiers has sprinted round, dived full length, and then in a flash has the ball back to Carr. Brilliant work from Maddie Villiers. Saved a couple of runs there, but it takes Sophia Dunkley on to 80. 80 not out, Sophia Dunkley. 91 deliveries. 167 for 4. Patel is in again. Dunkley forward. Pushing this one straight back up the pitch. Well bowled again from Sonali Patel. That was a wonderful piece of work. You'd have to take my word for it on the live stream from Maddie Villiers. Sprint, I thought for all the world that was away for 4, but then suddenly there was Maddie Villiers sticking out her right hand. Brilliant work as Patel is in, and this one just comes back at Dunkley a touch. She turns it leg side. Going to think about 2, but Naomi Datani quickly up from deep mid wicket to do the fielding. Just the single. That'll be 1 more to the total. 168 for 4. Susie Rowe back on to strike on 1. Sonali Patel ready again. Just waiting for Tatani to get coming in about 5 yards from the edge of the circle. Tatani and gonna stick a deep backward square out now as well. Sonali Patel is over the wicket and Susie Rowe is forward and pushing this one out into the offside. That rolls out there towards extra cover. There is no run. That's the end of the over. Another over ticks by. 32 gone, 18 remain. South East Stars 168 for 4. Bit of a natter out there between Dunkley and Rowe. Dunkley 19 runs away from 100. Played really nicely today, Sophia Dunkley. Maddie Villiers about to bowl her 8th over, none for 31 today for Maddie Villiers. Over the wicket she comes to Dunkley. Dunkley using her feet, drives and picked it up on the full. McLeod though gets something on it. Dunkley will get a single. Sophia Dunkley moves on to 82. Susie Rowe. 1 not out. Looks for a single, gets a single, just turning this one down towards short fine leg. Brings Sophia Dunkley back on to strike. Villiers is in. Dunkley turns leg side again, sensibly played, just a single. Not trying to do anything too spectacular at the moment. Sophia Dunkley moves on to 83 now. Very good runs. Rowe waits again as Villiers is in, and this one's turned leg side by Rowe. Funny looking shot that from Susie Rowe. Very well played, almost just sort of bent her knees and then tapped it from outside her off stump into the leg side, but picks up a single, gets Dunkley back onto strike. That's all that Susie Rowe's trying to do, I think, at the moment, is just get Dunkley on strike. Dunkley waits again. Dunkley pushes this one leg side from Maddie Villiers. Won't get a run on this occasion. Minimum of 250 from here for South East Stars. That's the minimum. Villiers is in. Here goes Dunkley using the feet, driving down the ground. I think Villiers has got a hand to that. Terrific fielder, of course, Maddie Villiers. It's a hand to that shot from Dunkley. Takes some of the pace off it. Dunkley moves on to 84. End of the over, so 17 remaining. There's that big, you're looking at the partnerships there on the South East Stars, that big partnership of 123 between Davis and Richards and Dunkley. And again, worth pointing out that at the end of the first over, they were 4 for 1. 4 for 2, apologies. 4 for 2 at the end of the first over. Bryony Smith out second ball of the game for 4, and then Eilish Cranston got a really good one from Katie Wolf first up and was bowled without scoring. And then when Capsey was bowled by Gardner for 11, that was 27 for 3 in the 6th over, but then Davis and Richards and Dunkley took it to the 28th over, halfway through the 28th over, when Davis and Richards was out to Sonali Patel for 61, and it'll be Sonali Patel to continue. He's bowled very nicely from this town end, coming in over the wicket to Sophia Dunkley, and Dunkley waits on the back foot for this one, turns it into the leg side. Sonali Patel just putting the ball up there, right arm over the wicket. fifth over now, 1 for 13. Sonali Patel, very tidy figures. Dunkley driving down the ground towards long on. They'll think about 2. McLeod is quickly round though, does well, gets a throwaway in the air quickly, and that will take Dunkley on to 85. Brings Susie Rowe back onto strike on 3. Sound of an aeroplane up above here on the Surrey live stream. Susie Rowe, full toss. Oh dear, she's trying to absolutely hammer that, Susie Rowe, and has completely and utterly clothed it. It didn't go anywhere. It's just rolled out towards extra cover. I think she will feel she's missed out a touch there. Susie Rowe absolutely tried to lace that, quite rightly, as Sonali Patel is in. That's a slower one again that Susie Rowe had to wait and wait and wait for, and then cut straight down to backward point. Clever stuff this from Sonali Patel, varying her pace. See it so often now in the one-day stuff. Those slower balls can cause absolute havoc. As sweeper drops out now in the shape of Maddie Villiers on that cover rope as Patel is in. Susie Rowe looks to drive, and it's right up there in the block hole. That's really well bowled again from Sonali Patel. She's been terrific here. Really good stuff. 1 ball to go of this, her 5th over. 1 for 14 for Sonali Patel. Rowe waits again. This one's sweeping, shout for LBW, but going down the leg side. But it's a dot ball, and it's another very good over from Sonali Patel. 34 gone, 16 left. And the South East Stars, after winning the toss, batting first today. They're 174 for 4 here on the Surrey live stream. I think we're having a quick break for drinks and hand sanitisation out there in the middle. So at the moment the weather pretty good. Umpire wants something, I think, from beyond the boundary rope. Not quite sure what. A couple of members of the Sunrisers support staff having a bit of a perambulate around the ground at the moment. And Sophia Dunkley and Maddie Villiers get ready to do battle once again, as Dunkley plays this one from Maddie Villiers straight back up the pitch off the back foot, and there is no run. Survey of the field again by Dunkley. Quicker ball this time from Villiers, and just punched down the ground by Dunkley. Should move on to 86 here. Brings Susie Rowe on to strike. Susie Rowe, 3 not out from 14 deliveries as Villiers tosses this one up. It's nicely bowled. Just pushed straight back down the pitch by Susie Rowe. Waits again with that bat raised as Susie Rowe forward she comes once more. Turns this one down into the leg side. Again there's no run. Due to that partnership though between Davison, Richards and Dunkley's. No great rush here for South East Stars. As I say that though, Susie Rowe, super shot. Down the ground she goes. Couple of bounces and over the long on boundary rope for 4. Lovely feet from Susie Rowe there. Just danced down the pitch to Maddie Villiers and then swung her down to that long on boundary rope for 4. Super shot from Susie Rowe. On to 7 she goes. South East Stars move on to 179 for 4. Maddie Villiers' flatter delivery after being bunted down the ground for 4 runs and turned by Susie Rowe into the leg side. End of the over. 35 gone. There's that scorecard for you on the live stream. The bowling figures there on the live stream. Wolf 5 overs, no maidens, 2 for 27. Gardner 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 20. Tatani 2 overs, no maidens, none for 17. Villiers 9 overs, no maidens, none for 41. Midwood 6 overs, no maidens, none for 34. McLeod 4 overs, no maidens, none for 23. And Sonali Patel 5 overs, no maidens, 1 for 14. We are having a hand sanitisation break, which will enable me just to have a little wander out of the tent for a second with my long distance headphones, you see, for social distancing. I can have a look at what the weather's looking like behind the tent. It's looking okay. There's some blue sky, some white fluffy cloud. Forecast for today is dry, which is tremendous stuff and tremendous news. And Sonali Patel will continue from this town end of the ground, and it'll be Sophia Dunkley on strike on 86. Sophia Dunkley. I think Sonali Patel's done a terrific job here for Sunrisers. Dunkley 86 from 101 balls. Patel is into her. Dunkley drives down the ground, will get a single. So that'll take Sophia Dunkley on to 87 now. Brings Susie Rowe back onto strike on 7. 180 for 4. Susie Rowe waits over her bat once again, and this one's down the leg side, beautifully taken by Carr. Whips off the bails for good measure. That was a lovely piece of wicket keeping. .181 for 4. Sonali Patel into Susie Rowe, and Rowe's standing up tall and just pulling this off the front foot straight out towards deep backward square. That will move Susie Rowe on to 8. Move the score on to 182 for 4 now. Dunkley comes back onto strike on 87. Sonali Patel is over the wicket to her. This one's looped up and turned leg side by Sophia Dunkley. Will take another single. Moves Sophia Dunkley on to 88 now. That score will tick round to 183 for 4. Field changes for Susie Rowe. She might be tempted to go down the ground again here. Susie Rowe. Mid on and mid off up. As Patel is into it. That's wide outside the off stump. Just looking at the umpire is Susie Rowe, but not signalled wide. Nice variation again that from Sonali Patel. Pushing that one very wide outside the off stump. Couldn't reach across and get anything on it. Susie Rowe. Sonali Patel is over the wicket once again, and this, there you go, down the ground, exactly what we spoke about from Susie Rowe. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, and over the boundary rope for 4 with mid on and mid off up. Susie Rowe, anything of a goodish length. That was a low full toss, but straight down the ground. It's a pretty safe shot, that, from Susie Rowe. And away for 4 it goes. 187 for 4. So now mid on, apologies, goes down to long on. Over the wicket comes Sonali Patel, and that's nicely played by Susie Rowe. Little late cut down to third man. Just let it run off the face of the bat down to third man. They'll come back for 3. 2 very different but very good shots from Susie Rowe off Sonali Patel. End of the over, 36 gone then. Southeast Stars moving on to 190 for 4. Dunkley 88, row 15. Maddie Villiers will bowl her final over today. None for 41 thus far off her 9 overs today, Maddie Villiers. Dunkley and Rowe just get together for a little bit of a chat together. Out there in the middle, I'd have thought it's pretty straightforward chat there. Just keep doing what you're doing. In an excellent position at the moment, the Southeast Stars. Susie Rowe then. 15 not out, Maddie Villiers. Starting on 37th over, and Rowe forward to a flattish delivery. Pushing that out into the offside, and there's no run. Bank holiday Monday cricket, nothing like it. Tremendous. Susie Rowe is forward again to Villiers. Pushing this one straight back up the pitch, and there's no run. And I just wish you could all be here, really, but as we were saying to Richard Gore, first steps are being taken. 2,500 Surrey members in on Thursday for Surrey's men's T20 game against Hampshire. This is turned into the leg side by Susie Rowe. They'll take a single. We'll move Susie Rowe on to 16. Move Southeast Stars onto 191 for 4. Sophia Dunkley comes on to strike on 88. Here's Villiers to her, and Sophia Dunkley will just drive down the ground. Get another single. Moves her on to 89 now. Sophia Dunkley. Scoreboard ticks round to 192 for 4. Good partnership between these two. It's now worth 42 runs after that 123 run partnership between Davis and Richards and Dunkley. Forward goes Susie Rowe. Pushes Maddie Villiers straight back down the pitch. So Maddie Villiers got 1 ball left of her 10 today. None for 43 for Maddie Villiers today. She's just going to push her mid off to long off now for this final delivery of the over and her spell today. Forward goes Susie Rowe. Very watchfully. Oh, it's a no ball. So a no ball from Maddie Villiers. No ball from Maddie Villiers. Just wondering, did they have too many outside the circle? Could have been for that, in fact. Just trying to get the scorer's attention. Just said she pushed her mid off to long off. Just wonder if they had too many outside the circle on that occasion. It's a free hit. Free hit. 2 more to the total. Free hit for Susie Rose. Down the ground, slapping this one up and over the top of the covers. McLeod won't get to that. And that's away for 4. So that does cost Maddie Villiers. And that does cost Sunrisers. And that will take Susie Rowe on to 20 now. And that will move Southeast Stars onto 197 for 4. And that will complete Maddie Villiers' spell today. I think that's number for 48 today for Maddie Villiers. 10 overs, no maidens, none for 48 today for Maddie Villiers. 197 for 4 then. 13 overs remaining for Southeast Stars. Midwood is coming back into the attack here to replace Sonali Patel. 6 overs, no maidens, 1 for 25. Thought Sonali Patel bowled very well there, especially up against Davidson Richards and Sophia Dunkley. Sophia Dunkley is 89 not out here on this Surrey live stream. Second Rachael Heyhoe Flint Trophy game. So Midwood is in, and this is slammed off the front foot. Away through extra cover for 4 runs. Nicely played by Sophia Dunkley. And has just driven that beautifully through extra cover for 4 runs. That's whistled away, takes her into the 90s now, brings up the 200. So the 200 comes up as well. My apologies, Gardner. It is from the town end. My apologies. And that first delivery smashed through the covers. It's a 50 partnership as well between Dunkley and Rowe, but it takes Dunkley on the 93 as Gardner is over the wicket once again to Dunkley, who's looking to drive once more. Toe end of the bat. That rolls up towards mid-off, and there's no run. So 93 off 106 deliveries here. Sophia Dunkley. And the South East Stars 201 for 4. Gardner, right arm over the wicket. Dunkley always threw this shot a little early, looking to go through the covers. Has actually tugged it down towards long on, and they will get a single. Moves Sophia Dunkley on to 94. One big hit away from 100. Sophia Dunkley, 202 for 4. Gardner into her 5th over now. Susie Rowe comes back onto strike on 20. Another very clever innings this so far from Susie Rowe. All that experience, we talked about it on Saturday, but all that experience, Susie Rowe. She used it again today alongside Dunkley. Gardner's over the wicket to Rowe. Rowe lets this one go wide outside the off stump. It's signal wide. So that'll be another single to the total. 203 for 4. Maddie Villiers is being pushed out to sweep up on that cover boundary rope. As this one Rowe drives straight to Maddie Villiers, sweeping out there on that cover boundary rope, so they'll take another single. That'll be one more to Susie Rowe. On to 21 now goes Susie Rowe. Dunkley back onto strike on 94. Not out, Sophia Dunkley. Very fine innings this. Gardner over the wicket to Dunkley, and Dunkley drives out towards extra cover and get a run. Fran Wilson doing the fielding, moving round to her right hand side, so that 250 minimum very much on the cards at the moment for South East Stars as Dunkley waits again. This one cuts nicely out towards cover point, will get a single with the misfield. That will move Sophia Dunkley on to 95, and she'll keep the strike. So Sophia Dunkley keeps the strike, moves on to 95, 205 now for 4 South East Stars. There are 12 overs of their 50 remaining. There's that scorecard for you, and the worm on the live stream. That worm has gone steadily upwards. It's always been on an upward trajectory, that worm. 5.4 and over is the run rate at the minute for the South East Stars. So I think they'll be pretty pleased with where they find themselves at the moment, but what they need to do is keep pushing on from here. All eyes at the moment though are on Sophia Dunkley. 95 not out. Now Midwood had a premonition. Midwood is into the attack, but from the other end of the ground. So she's into the attack from the football training ground end. Sophia Dunkley just waiting for the field to settle down. It's the 39th over. Midwood left arm round the wicket. Sophia Dunkley 95 not out. Midwood is in, and Dunkley backs away and cuts, hits the fielder at cover, and there is no run. Just for a second I thought she'd found the gap there, but actually struck it very firmly, but straight to the fielder on the edge of the circle. Dunkley waits once again. Midwood's in. Dunkley using the feet, pushes this one out towards backward point, and Ali Patel comes up to do the fielding. See all the Surrey Stars coaching staff out there on the hill in front of the pavilion here at Beckenham, all watching Sophia Dunkley. 95 not out from 111 deliveries. Midwood round the wicket to Dunkley. Dunkley pushes out into the offside, can't find a run. Good bowling from Midwood. Dunkley in this 95, 12 boundaries in the 95 runs. Oh, Carr just halting Midwood halfway through her run. I think instead of having a straight mid-wicket, she wants an extra cover. So just manoeuvring her field at the moment is Amara Carr. Just keeping Sophia Dunkley waiting. Taking quite a long time, this. Just to get all the fielders into the right spot. I think Midwood's happy now. Dunkley waits over her bat once more as Midwood's round the wicket to Dunkley. Quicker ball, shorter ball, flatter ball, and threw it a bit early there with Sophia Dunkley. She will get a single down towards long off. That will move Sophia Dunkley on to 96. 206 for 4. South East Stars. Susie Rowe comes back on to strike. Midwood taking an awfully long time to set the field here. Needs to have been out there a while. As Midwood ready once again to come left arm round the wicket to Susie Rowe, and Rowe is forward and pushing this one down to Sonali Patel at backward point. There is no run. One ball left of this, the 39th over for the South East Stars. Midwood round the wicket once again to Rowe, and Rowe forward pushes away into the offside end of the over, so a tidy over that from Midwood. So 11 overs remaining. South East Stars 206 for 4, but Sophia Dunkley is 96 not out. There you can see the partnerships, two big ones now in this South East Stars innings. 123 between Davison, Richardson, Dunkley, and now 56 between Dunkley and Rowe. Gardner it will be to bowl our 40th over, her 6th, and Sophia Dunkley is 96 not out. As over the wicket then goes Gardner, and Dunkley has punched this one up towards mid-off, scrambles a single, so that takes her on to 97. Tried possibly to hit that too hard. As ball in the hands again of Gardner. She does move on to 97 now. Off strike, Susie Rowe 21. Back onto strike as Gardner's in. Rowe finds the single, just nudges this one into the leg side. Sensibly played again by Susie Rowe, just getting Dunkley onto strike. Dunkley 3 runs away from what would be a fantastic 100. She has played quite beautifully today. And Sophia Dunkley 97 not out. Sophia Dunkley is over the wicket goes Gardner to her, and Dunkley backs away, punches out towards extra cover. Maddie Villiers does the fielding, and there's no run. Every single South East Stars player and backroom staff and support staff all out there in front of the pavilion watching away at the moment, watching Sophia Dunkley. Over the wicket goes Gardner to her, and Dunkley swung it leg side in the air. Oh, and has gone. And Sophia Dunkley has picked out the one fielder at deep mid wicket. And Sophia Dunkley will be so disappointed. It's Naomi Datani out there, but Sophia Dunkley on 97 has pulled the ball away from Gardner and has picked out Naomi Datani. And Sophia Dunkley, what an innings that has been, but she'll be absolutely gutted. And Gardner has the wicket, her second, but Sophia Dunkley will get a very warm round of applause back to the pavilion, but gone for 97. And just swung the ball in the air, trying to get to that 100, and picked out Naomi Datani out there at deep mid wicket. So Sophia Dunkley, here comes the applause from her teammates, and what a lovely innings it was, but she will be absolutely devastated there to go for 97. And I'll give you the stats for her innings. 97 from 116 deliveries with 12 fours, so 116 balls, 12 fours, but Sophia Dunkley gone for 97. And Tash Farron, the captain, is out there. They crossed, so Susie Rowe will be on strike. Sunrisers here will think, well, maybe this is our chance to keep it below that 250 that we talked about, and that was the minimum we were talking about. So 208 for 5 as Garner is in over the wicket to Rowe, and Rowe just pushes this one out into the offside, and there is no run. But you could see what Sophia Dunkley was thinking. One big shot takes me to 100, but swung it straight out to Datani. Took a good catch. Gardner is in. Oh, that beats the edge of Susie Rowe's bat. As I say, some risers here will think to themselves, well, maybe this is the chance that we can just keep this South East Stars total down. 10 to go, 208 for 5. Susie Rowe is there on 22. Tash Farron is yet to face a ball. Midwood it will be to continue from that football training ground end. Tash Farron played nicely on Saturday against Western Storm. In fact, it was Farron and Rowe who really were the only two to get going for South East Stars. Farron 37 from 58 balls with a couple of boundaries on Saturday. Susie Rowe was 38 of 44 balls with 5 boundaries. Tash Farron, the captain, just waiting for the field to settle. I have to say, Midwood does take an awfully long time to get through her overs. We had all this in her last over with these field placings. They're very precise, but they don't half take a while to get done. So we're still waiting for the fielders to get into place. We're ready to go now. So Tash Farron settles herself down over her bat, and Midwood will come left arm over the wicket to Tash Farron. First ball for Farron, driving nicely out towards the sweeper on the cover boundary rope. So Tash Farron off the mark straight away. South East Stars move on to 209 for 5. Field changes for the right-handed Susie Rowe, who comes back onto strike on 22. Still waiting for the field to settle. Katie Wolf has had to go all the way out towards deep backward square. Midwood round the wicket to Susie Rowe, and Rowe drives up a sleeve, but that's good placement. It's a good run away for 4. This will run away for 4. That's nicely played by Susie Rowe. And away for 4 it goes. And again, Susie Rowe, valuable runs these. The South East Stars moves on to 26. South East Stars move on to 213 for 5. Now we're waiting for the long off to go. I tell you what, this is taking forever again to get through this over. Midwood round the wicket. She comes to Susie Rowe again. This one's tucked away into the leg side. Rolls in there towards a short straight mid-wicket. McLeod does the fielding. And there is no run. Susie Rowe played very nicely again today. This is a full toss. This is swept away by Susie Rowe, just in front of a diving Katie Wolf at deep backward square, and away for 4 it goes. It was a full toss, but just for a second I thought it might be going straight down Katie Wolf's throat, and as it was, she dived and it bounced just in front of her, and it's away for 4 more. 4 more to the total, 217 for 5. Midwood round the wicket once again to Rowe, and Rowe is driving straight down the ground. That's nicely timed, and they'll pick up a single. 1 more to the total. 1 more to Susie Rowe. And 218 for 5. Tash Farrant waits over her bat once again, as this one she's looking to turn leg side. Hits the thigh guard. And there's no run. End of the over. 9 overs to go. Bit of a chat out there in the middle between Farrant and Rowe. Farrant has 1, Rowe has 31. It's going to be Gardner from the town end in front of us to bowl the 42nd over. Survey of the field from Susie Rowe on 31. As I kept saying on Saturday, very good player to have out there in these circumstances, with all that experience, as Susie Rowe drives out there towards extra cover, and there is no run. Waits again over a bat once more, does the right-handed Rowe on 31, using her feet. This one's tucked away down into the leg side, and they will pick up 1 more. That'll bring Tash Farrant on to strike. Tash Farrant with 1 to her name, the captain. 219 for 5. Again, just taking a bit of time here, Sunrisers, to get the field set. As Gardner ready to come round the wicket to Farrant, and Farrant picks this one up, whips it leg side straight out there towards deep backward square. They'll come back for 2. 2 more to the total with the dive. Farrant moves on to 3, 221 for 5. Just keeping this scoreboard ticking around. The South East Stars at the moment, with the captain and Susie Rowe out there in the middle. As round the wicket once again goes Gardner. Good looking shot this from Tash Farrant. Drives straight into Tatani, who hits the stumps at the bowler's end for good measure. And there is no run. I'll run through the scorecard for you again at the end of this over. It was a dramatic start to this game as short ball, looking to cut outside the off stump. There was Tash Farrant. Wide's the signal from the umpire. I think that might be a little bit harsh actually. Just looking to cut there. Wideish delivery, but wide the signal. Straight into the gloves of keeper Carr. Round the wicket once again comes Garner, and Farrant turns this one leg side. Now we'll want to here, out towards deep backward square, just be the single. And that'll be one more to the total. That will take Tash Farrant on to 4, move South East Stars on to 223 for 5. The 42nd over of their 50. As forward goes Susie Rowe, just nudges this one into the leg side, and they'll pick up another single, one more to the total, and we have got 8 overs left. Ben's, and we'll just run through. Kirsty White has come over to see us, which is very kind. Kirsty, thank you so much. Let me just do, in these COVID times, I just have to clean the headphones.
Right, no problem.
Thank you very much indeed. Because we had Surrey Chief Executive Richard Gould here earlier, using the headphones, who, in these protocol times, I went and bought these especially this morning. Fresh white. Do you want to? Do you want to come? Yeah, they're absolutely. That's why I bought 25 packs instead of one. Very kind of Kirsty to come over and join us for a few overs here towards the back end of this South East Stars innings. I will leave those there for you. And we've got Susie Rowe on strike. We're starting this the 4th over, and Katie Wolfe is getting ready to come back into the attack, who got us off to a very dramatic start this morning. Seems a while ago now, but Kirsty White very kindly has come across to join us as Wolfe's in, and this one's pushed by Susie Rowe out into the offside, and there is no run. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Hearing me loud and clear?
No, not
No?
at all.
Hang on.
There we go.
There we go. It's these funny. Are you hearing me now, Kirsty White?
Loud and clear.
Super. Lovely to see you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great.
Thank
Thanks.
you very
How are you?
much for coming to join us. It's very kind of you. As here is Wolfe coming in over the wicket, and this one's turned away into the leg side by Susie Rowe. They'll get a single. It's good running, good fielding, good cricket all round. One more to the total. Well, first thing I have to ask you about is that innings from Sophia Dunkley. Absolutely deserved the 100. I think everyone in the ground was absolutely gutted when she went on 97.
Definitely.
But what an innings that was.
Yeah, fabulous. So controlled from kind of start to finish. Shame she couldn't get over the line, but I mean, that aside, you've got to give her credit where it's due there. She's batted responsibly. When we're in a bit of crisis, actually, when we've gone in and we've lost 3 wickets, she's kind of put a good total on the board, very defendable total, and we'll be very happy. Obviously, we'd have liked to have celebrated their century with her, but very good job done there as well.
Yeah, I thought she just batted really sensibly as Wolfe is in round the wicket to Tash Farrant. Pushes this one out into the offside, and they'll pick up another single, one more to the total, because of course came in at 4 for 2 at the end of the first over, and really at that point it was trouble, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, definitely. Very nervous sitting on the sidelines when obviously you lose a few quick wickets at the opening end of the game. Obviously we've got a lot of depth in our batting, and we'd feel confident that we could bat all the way down to 11 if needs be, but it's never a situation that you want to find yourself in as a team. Absolutely not.
And Alice Davison-Richards as well. I just thought again that I'll be honest with you, sort of your eyes were on the way that Dunkley was playing. You looked up and Davison-Richards was suddenly 30 not out. I thought she played really cleverly, actually.
Yeah, and I think if you tuned in maybe into the kind of 10th or 11th over, you would have no idea that we were 4 for 2 right at the start of the game. They played like they'd come in and we had a total on the board, and they were just going about their business normally. They played no risk cricket. They put bad balls away and rotated the strike really well, and that's all you can ask for, really. They showed that real professional attitude towards it.
And has a total been talked about over there from here?
I've
I've sort of said 250
really, no.
minimum, obviously,
Yeah.
but it actually pushed on since those wickets. As Wolf is in over the wicket once again. Forward comes Rowe and pushes this one back up the pitch, and there's no run.
I think you've always got a total in mind, and what your kind of benchmark score is that you're hoping to reach and then surpass from there. I think waiting batters to go in are thinking, how can I kind of contribute to this? What are we looking to hit now? We've got kind of 4 or 5 wickets left to play with. When do we start kind of kicking on and taking a few more risks? Is it worth, pushing the score a little bit further than we can, or do we just wait and hold off and then go hard at the end? So yeah, I'm sure that's a conversation that Tash and Susie are having out in the middle at the moment.
We've got 2 very experienced players out there at the moment.
Absolutely,
in the captain and Susie Rowe, and those 2 can control it, being out there in the middle, of course. And Ali Patel back into the attack now to bowl this, the 44th over. 6 overs, no maidens, 1 for 25 from Sonali Patel thus far today. Kirsty White is alongside us in the tent. As round the wicket then comes Patel, and this is punched off the back foot by Tash Farrant. That beats the dive at backward point, and that's running away for 4, and that's beautifully timed again by Tash Farrant, who looked in great form on Saturday, actually.
Yeah, she did. She looked in great nick, and that's just how you want to start an over. Start the 44th over with a boundary. Takes the pressure off a little bit. You can look to pick up singles and rotate the strike from here, and if there's a bad ball, put that away again. So kind of sets the over up nicely there.
Timed that beautifully. Nothing more than a flick of the wrists, and that whistled off to the boundary rope as Patel is in. Short ball, looking to paddle this down towards fine leg. Wide will be the signal, and that might even run away to the boundary rope. That will run away for 4 wide, so that's a bonus for the South East Stars. Because the thing I thought on Saturday was, obviously not enough runs on the board, but with this South East Stars bowling attack, actually Heather Knight did play incredibly well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But with a total on the board, I think you'll be confident of defending a total with this bowling attack.
Yeah, definitely. And if you look at the playing 11 now, the only person in the team that you wouldn't throw the ball to would be Susie Rowe. You could comfortably give the ball to any player in the team, and you would feel confident that they can execute their plan and bowl to a field that you set them or that they set themselves. So yeah, I think we're very fortunate in that we have depth in our batting, but also we have a lot of depth and experience in our bowling as well. So yeah, we definitely feel very confident. 160 odd was not an ideal total, but I think with the bowling lineup you've got, you'd feel that, if you go out and you take a few quick wickets, you can have a real impact on the game.
Driving is Farrant. We'll get a single up towards mid-off. There's lovely variety as well in the attack, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. We've got a lot of spin. We've got experienced spinners. We've got some young spinners. We've got seamers that kind of can bowl at the death, bowl at the top end, and do kind of have the awareness to do what it is right in that situation. Yeah, definitely. We're spoilt for choice.
Yeah, well, Tash Farrant obviously will open the bowling, but for the captain, it's very nice to have those varieties. As this one from Sonali Patel outside the off stump, looking to slog sweep a touch there was Susie Rowe, but that's ended up in the gloves of Carr, moving away to her right hand side as Susie Rowe waits once again on 35. As this one's she's driving up and over the top of mid off. That's lovely placement from Susie Rowe, just chipped it over the top of mid off, and McLeod goes back and they'll pick up a couple more, just deliberately chipping that over the top of McLeod into open spaces. Susie Rowe, and again hate to say it, but all this experience of Susie Rowe has come to the fore here. 37 or 47 deliveries. And it's, again, another Susie Rowe knock where you suddenly look at the scoreboard and think, how's she got to 37? She just does it all with the minimum of fuss. Here she goes again. Oh, that's a stumping chance for Carr. Tricky one. But Susie Rowe was halfway down the pitch looking to go over the top, and Carr couldn't take it cleanly. And it's a life for Susie Rowe. But 6 overs left, 240 for 5. Chloe Brewer came over to have a chat with them on Saturday. And it was lovely chatting to Chloe. And, you know, we were both sort of saying with the way this summer's gone, and it's obviously been difficult for everybody, but it's just terrific to have women's cricket back. I know obviously we've had the London Cup and there's been the county stuff as well, but to get the Rachael Heyhoe Flint Trophy on is so important as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's something we've been really looking forward to, and there's obviously been a lot of work going in behind the scenes to make sure that, you know, it can work and it can run safely, and that we're getting cricket. And like you said, it's just been so nice to train and get out there and feel like actually there's not much that's changed in terms, okay, we've got the sanitisation breaks, but other than that we're playing cricket, and we've not had quite as much prep time as we would have liked, but you you know, it's the same for everyone, and all you can do is go out and execute your skills, and showing that a small break in cricket, you know, you don't lose it, you carry on and you pick up and do what you can do. So yeah, it's been great.
Single there for Tash Farron. As Kirsty White said, shot. It was a lovely shot.
She's been looking fantastic in the nets, and I know it's obviously a very different situation, but you can pick up on kind of people's cues in the nets, and she's been timing them so well, particularly over the top of extra cover, over the top of mid wicket, and you just are just waiting for that to come off in an innings, and yeah, you've just got every confidence in her now. Actually, I think.
Single here for Susie Rowe, pushes this one straight down the ground for one, and for you, you're an experienced player, but there's this whole new South East Stars. I know it's been different because, as you say, you haven't had the build up and the lead up into what you were expecting, as Wolf is round the wicket here to Farron, who drives again, times this beautifully, nothing more than just a little flick of the wrists from Tash Farron. But from what Chloe was saying as well, that the whole setup has been terrific so far.
Yeah, it has, and we're spoilt with the coaching staff that we've got. Obviously we've got JB, who's been kind of heading up the coaching side, and he's been fantastic. Tom, David, Richard Bedbrook as well. So we're kind of spoilt with what we've got in terms of experience in coaches, and the experience of players that are coming in and playing. They've played KSL and played some England stuff as well. So, you know, players like myself with a bit of experience, we kind of know what we bring and we know what we need to do, and it's great for younger players coming in to see, you know, what the next level entails, and actually the gap between what is county and here, and moving up into the next level. So yeah.
Well, that's what sort of was chatting with Chloe about, because obviously she's sort of at that end of her career, and she was saying to be in this setup is absolutely terrific, because Wolf is round the wicket. Oh, the reverse paddle is out from Farron. That's beautifully played. Oh, that's a good shot.
It's a very good shot.
Because got the fielder at third man on the edge of the circle, and she has just reversed that straight over the top and away for four, and Castle for a second thought I might be in business here, but it's just gone straight over her head, and that's a clever shot.
Yeah, very nice shot. Excellent awareness of the way the field is, and again, those are the shots that, you know, these players practice. They're not something that they kind of think, I'm going to take a risk here and play this shot. This is one of what would be a low risk shot for Tash in terms of what she's capable of, so she would have had that shot in the back of her mind, definitely.
Yeah, moves on to 17 from 13 balls now. 250 nearly up. Oh, this is a full toss, and this will be a no ball as well, above waist high, and Farron's pulled away off a top edge down towards fine leg. Now this will be the 250 up, and that will be a no ball and a free hit as well, so that'll be 4 more to the total. 250 comes up and the free hit, and Tash Farron can just have a swing here.
She certainly can. wondering where she's going
Well,
to target.
I
actually.
always find though with the old free hits these days, nothing ever happens. Everyone has a swing and it just goes straight up in the air and they're out, or it never sort of soars away these days. As Wolf is in, oh there you go, Tash Farron smashes this one right on cue, straight over extra cover for 4. Thank you, Tash Farron. There you go. That's what you want off a free hit.
She must have heard you.
Well, if she had, she'd be asleep. That one's whistled away over the extra cover boundary rope for 4. So that's the end of a good over now for the South East Stars. 255 for 5. The good thing about this as well has been you've had the 123 run partnership between Davison Richards and Dunkley. Then you've had the partnership as well of 58 between Dunkley and Susie Rowe. Now Susie Rowe and Tash Farron building a partnership as well. So they've really in that middle order just built these partnerships throughout, haven't they?
Yeah, and that's one thing we've discussed kind of coming into the competition is, as a batting side, what it is we want to achieve and how we want to go about what it is we're doing. And we've discussed kind of going big, batters going big. Again, playing your shots, not taking risks, but partnerships are so important, and it doesn't take me. I think most people who are interested in cricket and know a little bit about cricket know the importance of partnerships. But
wicket here. Sonali Patel has bowled Susie Rowe. Sorry to interrupt you there, Kirsty, but just looking to work that into the leg side was Susie Rowe, and that's a bit of a surprise really, because it was a lovely innings, but gone for 39. Sonali Patel's bowled really nicely today. But Susie Rowe there just trying to work that ball from probably just on or about the off stump, I think, and bowled by Patel. But again, a very good innings that from Susie Rowe. But that comes as a bit of a surprise, really. It was looking so good, but has gone for 39. And South East Stars are 255 for 6. But Kirsty, again, a very, very nice innings that from Susie Rowe.
Yeah, and you wouldn't expect anything less actually. She, like you said, she's the kind of player that she comes in and before you know it, she's on 37. She's very good at rotating the strike. It's her style of play. She will kind of nudge and nurdle where she needs to, but also, she's a big sweeper of the ball. She sweeps exceptionally well. So if there's anything kind of in her area, in her slot, then she's going to punish you, and you can't really afford to bowl into her slot because, like I just said, she will punish you. And the game can get away from you very quickly when she comes into bat.
But again, it's 38 off 44 balls on Saturday, and that's 39 off 51 balls with 5 boundaries. So again, just keeping that scoreboard ticking.
Absolutely.
Key.
Again, another key partnership there. She batted well with Dunks and built at the other end with Tash. And like I said, partnerships they make or break a game here. So if you can get a couple of 50-run partnerships, a 100-run partnership, you've got 200 on the board. And that's how simple it is, really.
It absolutely is. Sonali Patel, then Hannah Jones, the new batters out there, all beaten on the outside from Sonali Patel. First up, and that one's taken by Carr. Jones just pushing at that one outside her off stump. But I'm glad you've said that, because I sometimes think these days with cricket we can all overcomplicate cricket and look at it. Actually, 50 overs is a long time to bat. If you get a couple of partnerships, as you say, you're going to put a total on the board as Jones is off the mark, driving out towards the sweeper on the cover boundary rope, and one more to the total, 256 for 6. And I actually thought on Saturday, just from sort of the outside looking in, sort of the way South East Stars batted at the top of the order on Saturday was a little frenetic. It was a little, too gung-ho in many ways. Whereas today it's been, obviously, you can lose wickets up top, which we saw today, but it's been a much more calculated performance with the bat today from South East Stars.
Yeah, you've just got to keep it simple sometimes and be patient. We're playing a good standard of cricket, so, bad balls come fewer and far between, but they will come, and when you're in and you're seeing the ball well, they seem to come a little more frequently, and it's just giving yourself the time and not rushing yourself, being patient and and waiting for it to happen. It might take you a few overs. You might score at a slower rate than you're used to, but it's having the kind of intelligence to say, you know what, I don't need to take a risk here. I'm just going to get myself in, see this bowler off, and I know what's to come and how I'm going to score from there.
Wide here from Sonali Patel. That'll be another run to the total. An extra delivery, of course, in the over. Once again does Hannah Jones. Just got out there, this one, trying to run down to third man, just goes past the edge of the bat. Nicely taken by Carr. And I was saying with Richard Gould, actually playing, you're obviously going to be playing at the Kia Oval as well, but playing games here at Beckenham, it's a tremendous ground, isn't it? Brilliant facilities, and they're normally very good strips as well here. As Jones is driving out towards extra cover, and there is no run. End of the over, 4 to go, 258 for 6. But the reason I say that is you as a batter